All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Good evening, I guess. We're not really on at this time very often, but we are today. Why is that? Magic Pacific Classic Day. You're rocking the Tis a Magician hat. How nervous are we now? We're about 3 hours from your big race, or two, I guess.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is, I also, for the first time, really tried to put in a pick six, a legitimate pick six ticket. So the nerves of that have overtaken my nerves of the Pacific Classic because I'm literally going race by race right now after the first leg. So yeah, it's nice to be distracted from one thing with something that's even worse.
Well, we're going to have plenty of friends throughout the show to help you kind of get through this anxiousness. Of course, if you watched last week's, it couldn't have got any worse than that. I mean, you're alive to 5 and 6,000, get beat by a head. That was brutal, but hopefully you're alive to a lot in the last again, and we'll have some fun. Yeah, like I said, plenty of friends coming. I think Slim's coming. Jared's coming. Samich will be here. But right now, it's just Magic and I. But listen, I'm okay with it, Magic, because we're 5 minutes away from a great race. And Ken Hernandez, the ask the question, Forza or smooth? 5 minutes out, Mo Forza, even money, smooth like straight 2-1. Where are you leaning?
Well, in the pick six ticket, I singled Mo Forza. I think between the two, if you're playing the pick six or the pick five, which is about to kick off, you have to take a stand, I believe, with one or the other. They're very hard to separate. The smooth like straight's in form. He's battled very well against some of the best East Coast turf milers. Mo Forza last year, this time, won this race with ease, looked like he was easily the best turf miler in America, could have gone to the Breeders' Cup and been a real threat. Got hurt, had a soft tissue injury. But back in February, early March, Aaron, I heard that Peter Miller was starting to bring him around slowly and that this was the return race that he had in mind. So he shows up here. You see Next Shares is already scared and bounced out early. So just a 5-horse field here. I'm going to take him. I know you like Mo Forza as well.
Yeah, I do. I just feel like this is the horse to beat here. And I love smooth like straight. I play this horse almost every time. It was just a situation. I think Mo Forza at his best is just a little bit more talented. And you may think, hey, this is a layoff. That could be a problem. The horse has come back from layoffs and run really well. Peter Miller horses usually, I would almost venture to say, fire their best efforts after layoffs. So I'm not really worried about that. My worry is if Smooth Like Straight gets the jump, and it's possible, right? But I think the presence of the number one Neptune Storm, also trained by Peter Miller, a horse that does have natural early speed, I think he keeps the 3 company long enough, and I think the 6 is going to get him. And Corey says he singled Mo. I think you did as well, like you just said. It's kind of the situation where, hey, you kind of going to go one or the other and try and hope you're right. Just not a lot of value in playing both of them. Anybody else? This is a small field of 5. Anybody else we even need to look at, or is this a 2-horse race?
Well, you do have the 2-horse Acclimate, who's holding pretty steady there at 9-2 with the odds. This is a horse that has won a Grade 1 already in a turf mile, has beaten some of these horses before. I just feel like he got the dream trip that day. Just everything worked out perfectly for him to get the win. I don't know that I can trust him to do that again. But a lot of this, as you touched on, is based off of if you believe Mo Forza is going to be back at his best or what we saw last year. He's going to be too hard to stop. So the key, I guess, for Mo Forza to win here that we're saying is a small field with 5. We saw in New York what happens with a small field and not much pace. Someone can go out there and wire it pretty easily with technical analysis. I don't know if we have that set up here. Are you worried at all about Smooth Like Straight going out and setting the pace and going gate to wire, which he has done? We saw him do it 2 back in the Shoemaker Mile.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's possible, and I think that's got to be the strategy, right? Just try to get out in front as far as you can from this horse, and try to take them gate to wire. And I think that's what they'll try to do. If you sit and it's close, turning for home, I'm a little worried that anybody can hold off the 6. So I think you got to just get that separation. The other Miller is that's Neptune Storm. That would be interesting if that would happen. If that were to happen. Let's see. How do you guys feel about back-to-back wins for a jockey? I tend to fade. Am I wrong? On average, no, probably not. But I will tell you, every situation is different, right? So if a jockey has 3 straight races and they're all the 3 best horses, he's going to tend to win all 3 of them. Now, if it's just a run of the mill day and it's like, I don't think he can win 3 in a row, maybe so, but it's more of a race by race case. What about you?
Yeah, it's exactly that. When I was earlier in horse racing handicapping, I used to be like, "Hey, this jockey's hot," and not understand why that jockey might be hot. We talked about it before on all the different platforms, but horse trainers sometimes like to debut or put out their best horses on the big days, even if it's in the smaller races. So if the trainers are all aiming for this is the single biggest day of the Del Mar meet. Every single race, the trainers are trying to get their horses to really pop because everybody's paying attention. There's almost 11 million in this pick 6 pool, so you know that they really are trying to get their horses to pop in these spots. So based off of that, the jockeys, the best jockeys who are getting the best mounts, they're more likely to be hot that day. So on a day like today, I think there's a little bit more credence to it. So going with Flavian Pratt on big days especially, he's got the. I mean, a lot. They might be chalky, but it's Pratt, man. He's going to get him home.
That's kind of a big key to it too. If Victor Espinoza's won 2 in a row, maybe it's a little bit different. He may not win that 3rd one, but with Pratt, he's on the best horses usually, and that usually is what causes this. And yeah, Bravo's had a streak. He's done really well here a couple of days and really whole meet.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm surprised Neptune Storm is 9-1. I think everybody just thinks this horse is a rabbit. Racing NY says the same thing, the ones in there to kind of set it up for the 6. So they're loading into the gate, though. Here we go. We both like Mo Forza. We both are fans of Smooth Like Straight, but for your ticket, we got to get the 6 home. So
yeah,
loading in. Looks like 1 left to load. And I'm sorry, 2 left to load. Count again. The 5 horse going
Count
in.
again was in this race.
And here comes Mo. So we're not going to call the race, but we'll describe what's happening with our commentary here. All in. And everybody broke.
Oh, geez. Oh.
Not good if you like the 5. That's not good. The 6 cut off the 5 right off the bat. Neptune Storm out to the lead. Smooth Like Straight in 2nd. Mo Forza in 4th. He's about 4 or 5 links off.
Look at him next to the 2. He looks like a beast compared to the 2. Look at how big that butt is on that horse.
He definitely is the biggest horse in the race. I don't think there's any question about that. Up the backs, or excuse me, on the turn, Neptune Storm on the lead. He's on an uncontested lead, so if you bet the 1, you got to be happy.
Yeah, 23-3. It was a comfortable 23-3. So
yeah,
we'll see. Mo Forza is he's doing a little weird like accordion thing.
Yeah, Mo Forza just seems to kind of be loping around back there. He's definitely not head down running hard. That's for sure.
Almost 25 seconds for the 2nd quarter there.
Yeah, I think Smooth Like Straight's got a very big advantage at this point.
Yeah, he does.
He's just stalking this pace in 2nd.
The 2 is taking his shot. Here comes the 6.
All
right, we're gonna have a horse race at the top of the stretch here. Look at the 6.
The 6 is motoring.
We are gonna have a horse race here. Come on.
Who's gonna finish the fastest here? Let's go.
Come on, 6. Get up there. Remember what you're doing? Remember this, 6? Come on, 6. Come on, 6. Come on, you remember this. Come on. Come on, 6.
Oh, what a performance
6 got him.
By this.
What a perfect. Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. That was a performance.
Good God, that was amazing.
He really didn't have the perfect setup. Like we set up the backside. This is really setting up for Smooth Like Straight. Those 2 separate, and Mo Forza puts the head down and goes and gets him.
Good
That
golly,
was
Miss Molly.
super impressive.
They came home in 11 and a half for the official time in that final furlong. Mo Forza was still in fourth. So he went a lot faster than 11 and a half in that last furlong there. And he
Well,
and he didn't look good doing it. He was like until he really got going past the separator from the chute, he was just kind of dicking around.
I think you. I think it's funny because I think everybody heard through the silence of "oh shit, he may get beat here," but you were right. It seemed like he was dicking around for a lot of this race, and then that last 50 to 100 yards, flattened out the head and said, "All right, I'll go get this horse now."
Yep.
This was really, really good.
So this is gonna be interesting because the California stewards have been real wacky this meet. The two checked slightly. I turned off the volume, so I don't know if they're gonna. It looked like the two might have checked just ever so much. No inquiry sign yet, but I'm just after what we've seen lately here. I don't know.
I would almost be more worried about, and I don't think it made any difference in the race, so I don't think they'll look at it. But he really, where was that? Collided with the 5 out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
So say the 5 got second in that race, I'd be a little worried, but he never really did any running. Yeah, squeaky bum time down the stretch. It certainly was, especially for all of us that had this horse singled. It felt like he may not get there until the last 50 yards, and I felt pretty good because you could visibly see him accelerate and go on there.
Well, not only that you could see it, but Aaron, you also could see Pratt, and Pratt, like you've got Reese Foley doing this on the 3, and Pratt just doing this, like in motion on the 6, coming like that. I think right after the shoot, I knew we were good because I just saw Pratt. I was at that point the butthole unpuckered just a little bit.
That was just that really lived up to the hype. You and I text each other as soon as the overnights come out. And you got to realize Magic and I. On Wednesdays, we refresh Equibase every 5 seconds, waiting for the overnights. And they came out, and you're like, oh my God, Mo Forza versus Smooth like straight. Yeah. And I had this as most excited race on Blinkers Off as well. So it lived up to it, right?
Yeah, yes, it did. Well, especially because the horse that I singled came out on top. So that helps a little bit. And as you said, you got to even money into a 4 to 5 shot. Or I guess he was even money there. So even money to start off the pick 6. Yeah, this is. I'm glad there's a lot of money in there because otherwise this isn't going to be.
It's certainly a situation here. You don't have to get a lot of bombs in. Now, listen, we're gonna have to beat a favorite eventually, right? But you just need to survive in advance. And let's face it, when you single a horse, you better just survive in advance, right? Because you don't have any other option.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I will say those were two very logical favorites, and they were shorter fields. I only went 2 deep in the first and then singled here, so it's not like it was the Del Mar handicap where they got 11 horses. I didn't go 11 deep, and the favorite wins that, and it chalks out. So at least that didn't happen.
No, I feel like, listen, I know some people that singled to 3. I had one person text me this morning and had Smooth like straight single. He said, what do you think of this ticket? I said, I hate it. He's like, why do you hate it? I said, you have the wrong horse singled. Like, I don't think the 3 is going to win that race. So therefore, no matter what the rest of your ticket is, if your single is the horse that I'm against, I can't like it. And so some people probably did, but listen, let's be real. There's 90% of these people are alive with 4 legs to go. But you know what? There's 4 legs to go. So anything can happen in this thing, and you've got some prices played. Remington Park, we're going to do a lot of Remington Park tonight too. They did a really smart thing, and they ran the first race at the exact same time that Del Mar ran the 7th. So we didn't get to talk about the first race at Remington, but we had the winner there as well. So it's good all around. Yeah, this was fun. This was a great way to kick it off. I feel lucky that we were able to get on here, while this was going on. Now, breaking news, the 8th race has just come up. Dream Shake 6 to 5 at first click. Let's get right into the 8th. What do you think of Dream Shake at 6 to 5?
Boy, this is a horse that I only put on my ticket because of the class. There's one specific race as to why I put this horse even on my ticket, and it's the Pat Day Mile. When he almost beat Jackie's Warrior, who we are now considering one of the best dirt sprinters in the country, regardless of age. So when you see that, it's like if he can replicate that performance, and that was a 1-turn mile, we're cutting back to 7 furlongs, maybe really these longer 6.5, 7, 8 furlong dirt sprints are going to be his game. 6-5. I'm really hoping though this is the first favorite that we beat in this sequence.
It has that feel, right? Now, who did you use in your pick 6 ticket that we are going to root for here?
In my pick 6 ticket, I went to what did I? I went 1-2-7-9.
Okay, so you're 4 deep here trying to beat Dream Shake. Risk and reward for Baffert. That's a second choice at 7-2. This horse, pretty good race last time out, but I thought Mike Somich made a good point earlier in the week when he said, you know what, it was a good race for risk and reward, but this horse was not bet at all. So a Baffert horse not to be bet. Was that kind of a fluke performance? I know you threw the one in there. Was he your second choice, or where did you go for your second choice? Or maybe no, Dream Shake was not your first choice.
Correct.
So who was the top choice, I should ask?
The top choice was risk and reward, and there were a lot of question marks. First time versus winners. The horse was 7-1. However, he was facing Bobby Bow, who was an extremely hyped Bob Baffert horse going into that race. I know that the connections for Bobby Bow were extremely high on him earlier in the year, thinking Triple Crown potentially with him. So he was extremely hyped. So I'm not as worried about the 7-1 angle there because the other Baffert was supposed to win. That horse, by the way, did come back and break his maiden in his next start. So that is going for us in this. If you like risk and reward, he is a 3-year-old facing older horses. I know that was a 3-and-up maiden special weight. These are 3-and-up winners, very different ball game. So I like it because it's Baffert on the rail. That horse has got one thing to do, which is go. It has a really nice early time form U.S. pace rating of 117. So if he gets the break, he should be able to go. He's by Frosted Ivy Indian Charlie. You'd think 7 furlongs is going to be there. But it's not something that you can be overly excited about, especially when he's the 7-2 second choice. This, honestly, getting back to what somebody had mentioned earlier, asking about jockeys winning 3 in a row, and I said look for the barns to have the big horses to have big days. It's kind of why I wanted the one to be my top pick. I think Bob Baffert was going to be set up to have a really big day. Didn't pan out in the earlier races with the maidens, but we saw what he did with Private Mission in the Torrey Pines. Now you've got risk and reward. He doesn't have anybody in the Pacific Classic that looks like a monster, so he's got to try and get his wins elsewhere. We'll see if that happens here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just think this horse showed a lot, and this was a big one for me. It was first Lasix that did it. It could have been, right? I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense as well. Another thing to consider, think about, however you want to phrase it. I thought the 7 positivity was pretty interesting. I'm glad you have this horse on the ticket here. The big deal here, first off the claim for Doug O'Neill, moves him right up to an allowance off a 50K race. Rispoli rides through the claim. I thought this was a pretty good sign for him. Did you like that? You said you liked the 7. Was that kind of what you were looking like?
Yeah. I love when jockeys will ride through the claim. This is a horse that I think literally was the same exact setup. 7 furlongs over the dirt. He was drawn outside that day. He's drawn outside here. I'm really not worried with him going up to face the optional claimers because some of these horses have only won once or they've won a lot of lower levels. This horse, he's rare. He was strong at 2 early and he popped and he's still been able to keep going, albeit at a smaller level. But his horse isn't a joke. He's got 2 wins in a second over this course, including that last out. So I think you got to use him. I didn't use the 8. If I had gone a little deeper, I might have ended up throwing in the 8. I don't make so much to use him for the pick 4 ticket. And this is the other Doug O'Neill, first off of a claim. He's being moved up from a 32K claimer. That was his first win in a long time. Whereas the 7's coming from the 50K. So a little bit of a difference there. Did you like the 8 a lot here?
No, I didn't like the 8 at all. So,
okay. Well, he's ice cold on the board. He's 22-1 right now off a 6-1 morning line.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the 8. The other horse I was a fan of, mildly a fan of here that you didn't use, and you actually gave me some information on. And Ryan, he said Bays is a lock here. Such a good jock. The 6 horse, that's who Bays is aboard. Scary Fast Smile. I don't know. You draw a line through that last race, and you look at the 2 race, or the race 2 back and the race 3 back. This horse is pretty good, right? Won by 8 lengths. I know it's a Calbred having to go up against Open Company, but I think the 7 furlong distance will be okay for him. I kind of liked the 6 a little bit as kind of a fringe player here. You also said you like the 9. You have the 9 Family Biz on there as well. And we've got, where's Michael Myers' comments? What did he say? He said it's going to be a Miller double. There it is. Miller double here. Doesn't look like it, but Family Biz is getting slight class relief and cutting back. Is that kind of what you saw with him? And Magic is frozen in time. This would be a good time to bring Jared in. I see him in the. Magic's back.
Oh, sorry. Did I go out? Sorry, the internet froze for a second.
Yes, you froze.
No, I heard you. The first thing you notice about Family Biz is who's training him, the guy that's on TV right now, Peter Miller. This guy cutting back from a 2-turn mile, which was probably too much for him. But Michael Myers is right. That was a non-winners of 2 other than and for a 62K tag. Now he's dropping down for a 40, non-winners of 1 other than. He was behind Tayshaun and Azul Coast in that race, who are not great horses, but you would think they'd be a lot better than 10-1 here. So I think this is a good move for him. I like that Florent Giroux is going to ride. These are the same connections that had CZ Rocket. So, and it's Peter Miller and the dirt sprint at Del Mar. It really wouldn't surprise you if this horse won, would it?
No, absolutely not. And I think you said it all you need to say right there. Peter Miller, dirt sprint, Del Mar. Yeah, okay. Horse probably got a good shot. The Dream Shake, I didn't really comment on Dream Shake, but he's an enigma, right? He's ran races that are going to dust the field, but he's also kind of shitty at the same time since that maiden. He's been a huge, huge disappointment. He was god awful at Belmont last time he was on the dirt, and they tried the turf. I'm not going to hold that against him. I don't think he really wants to do that. This is a situation, in my opinion, I don't know if you agree or not, Magic, but it's a situation where Peter Eurton won with a horse that was a first-timer that he usually doesn't win with, and he got this horse off like the normal Eurton schedule. He's usually really patient with the horse, but the horse was so good that he had to throw him in races he probably, in all honesty, didn't want to run in, and now this horse is just kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah, and 3-2 on him now. This is, to me, also feels like something. Well, it's not even the Buyers, because it's not like he has a huge Buyer advantage over this field. This is also his first time facing older horses. God, I mean, you brought it up too. Nobody expected this horse to win. He was 20-1. Rosario was riding this horse on debut, and he was 20-1, and he won like that. Like, nobody expected this. So, this almost feels, if I didn't know who the trainer was, I would say this is a Dale Romans horse. Doesn't this feel like look at that line and tell me that doesn't look like a Romans line?
It's a really, really good comment. I totally agree with that. Let's see some of the other comments here. Grant said, what do you guys feel about Jockey's winning 3 in a row? He does not have Dream Shake. I think you've kind of heard us. We're if you don't have Dream Shake, I don't think that's the worst play. Michael Myers using 179. Grant says fade Bays. Michael Myers does not like the 2. Are we overstudying Dream Shake? He should be a lock, in my opinion, Ross says. Well, listen, if he runs back to his maiden or he runs back to the race, the Pat Day there at Churchill Downs, he's a lock. If he doesn't run those races, he's going to get beat. So that's kind of where we stand there. Kevin O says 1, 2, 3. I really didn't consider the 3, but Joel Rosario jumps aboard. There's Jared. He's here.
Hey, the big dog.
Welcome to the show. We'll let Jared go. What do you think of Mo Forza?
Holy shit. I mean,
yep.
He's a beast. I think I tweeted it out, texted you guys, if he would have ran straight, any part of the stretch, imagine how far he would have won by. He just kept ducking in. Ducking in clearly was a problem for him because he ducked in at the beginning of the race and cut off I don't remember which horse it was, a 5, I think. But no, that horse, dude, you and I had talked on Blinkers Off about how that might be the single if you needed to. And I still felt it the whole way. Whenever he came looming, he was a winner at the top of the stretch, but I kind of thought, shit, man, just get in that stride. And once he got in that stride, maybe the last, 200 yards or so, you could tell it was over.
I agree with the assessment of he felt like a winner at the top of the stretch, was going to be an easy winner, and then he felt like a loser, and then he felt like a winner again.
You kind of had that feeling he's going to run a huge effort and he's going to lose. It was going to be, you kind of felt like that, and then you're like, oh, here he comes. And off that kind of layoff, do you guys think? I mean, you may have talked about it a little bit, how, especially you, Magic. I want your opinion because is he a legit Breeders' Cup horse?
Yeah,
I think so, but I mean, I don't know if I'm too being that he loves Del Mar as much as he does. He's got the right running style in that race. yes, he's going to have to step up in class depending on who comes from the Euro side, but he seems like the monster that you would be fearful of in that race, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He was actually right up there as one of my picks for the Breeders' Cup Mile before he got hurt last year, and that wasn't even going to be held on his home ground. He'd have to go to Keeneland for that. So knowing it's going to be out here of a track that he loves, as you mentioned, Peter Miller has said that since February or March that this was the race he was targeting to come back. He's going to do one more, probably the City of Hope Mile again at Santa Anita, and go right into the Breeders' Cup Mile. Hopefully he can get there healthy this time. But this is how the plan has been mapped out for several months, and then honestly, if depending on how he does in the Breeders' Cup, that might be his last race because he has had some injury issues multiple times in his career. But when he's healthy, man, this is one good racehorse.
Let me pose this question: turf milers in this country right now, who's better than this horse? I mean, are you guys taking this horse or got Stormy?
Oh, well, I think I would take this horse.
Yeah. So I mean, that's is it a situation where this horse on its home track, basically what Euros come over? Is that where you guys are at right now?
Yeah. To me, it's about him stepping up his level depending on who comes over. Yeah. So if it ends up being a weak Euro class, I think you don't even worry about it.
Yeah. When you think about it, the Euros, I mean, they have won the turf mile, but
yeah,
it's been more of the the regular Breeders' Cup turf that they really dominate in. We can usually, like I said, they have beat us. I'm not saying that the Euros have never won it, but we can usually compete on a much higher level the shorter the distances go. So that bodes well for him too. I'm with you guys. I would take Mo Forza over Got Stormy right now. And there's some other ones out there as well. Set Piece is a pretty nice horse, but Mo Forza, I think, showed a little bit more talent out of this race today. Can we rewind for a second? Because we weren't live for Saratoga, but let's talk Malathot. If you're talking about Breeders' Cup, I think we need to talk about her. Jared, I'll kick it to you first. Really impressive race, won by about a length and a half, like we kind of thought she would on Blinkers Off. What were your thoughts on that race and going forward to the distaff?
I was really glad that you guys hadn't talked about that. I didn't know if you had, because that was between that and then the Mo Forza effort. I mean, really got, that gets you going. Malathot, man, like Pletcher said after, he's not ruling out just training her up to the distaff. I do think distaff is like, there's talks like running her mile and a quarter, like obviously the classic. She's not going to the classic, I don't think. But no, I mean, she's a weird horse because I kind of made this comment to you guys earlier. It's like every time she runs in some part of that race, it looks like she's going to lose, or you have a thing like, she's struggling or whatever, and she wins. Like, and even in the effort last time out where she lost, I mean, you still thought she was it was going to be bad. And then she runs. It's like in the turn, she struggles. In the stretch, I feel like if the stretch was like 3 miles long, just a straight stretch, like they would never beat her. You could run whoever against her, you'd never beat her. So she really gets going. The longer, the better. But yeah, she ran her race today, I felt like, and I do think she's legit.
Yeah, she's a big lumbering type of horse, and you just need to get her to the stretch with a target. She'll run you down. She has nice acceleration, but it has to be straight. Like you said, those turns, she struggles with it. Boy, she did not look like she was going to quicken today. And then, boy, when she did, you had to feel really good about it. Magic, what do you think? Is this a Breeders' Cup distaff contender now, or is Latruska still kind of by herself?
I think the way that the Del Mar dirt tends to work a little bit, and the course being a little bit shorter stretch and tighter turns, I don't know how that's going to necessarily play to someone like Malathot, who, especially at age 3, still runs like a grinder. She hasn't quite developed a sharper turn of foot that really would get you excited at a track, say, like Del Mar. Churchill, sure, no problem. We saw what she did in the Kentucky Oaks. I think I still want an older horse. I'm thinking Latruska is obviously the clubhouse leader right now, but it feels like the older fillies and mares in the dirt division, the dirt route division especially, are strong enough this year that as good as Malathot looks, I don't know if we'll see her at age 4, but I'd like to see her try again next year.
Yeah, Pletcher did comment after the race, that almost that she's super smart. And she kind of runs she kind of will go, and then she'll she'll kind of play with horses, and then like he acts like she's almost doing it on purpose, like the way she runs, like where it looks like she's not going to get. It's like he just like you have to. She's not in the bridle like ever. You got to like get her in it like constantly. But then when you do, it's like it's over. So I just feel like we still don't even though she's somewhat lightly raised, obviously been running in big races. I still feel like we don't know what she is, like how good she can be. I still think there's a ton of upside for her.
I think you're right. I think the horse is, like you said, going to get better with age as well. Has the breeding to get better with age. And you're right. I mean, I think you've learned now, don't panic when you see that horse under a ride early. It's just that's what you got to do. Samich on one of our group texts said that she just feels like a lazy, kind of long striding, going to take me a while to get going, but I'll get there. Don't worry, type of horse. So there you go. Oh, here you go. What do we got pulled up here, Magic?
So this is from last year's Breeders' Cup. We were talking about the mile being a very prominent U.S. So this was the stat from last year. Now, of course, Order Australia did upset that race last year. So that but so I guess 7 of the last 10 editions were won by American-based horses. So 70%. So yeah, to your point, a little bit ago, we do tend to dominate the mile because I think the big Euro stars go to the turf, like the actual turf race.
Yep, they just seem to be a little bit more bred for that. So, all right, guys, let's see. We are 4 minutes away from Remington Park's second race. They're running the races at the exact same time as Del Mar. I hate you, Remington Park. Why are you doing this? But check out the 6 at Remington Park's second race. That's my pick, the 6. He's 6-1 right now, so I like that. All right, to Del Mar, we're 4 minutes away as well. Now 8-5 on Dream Shake. Looks like second choice is the number 1 risk and reward. Third choice is now the 7 Positivity Magic, down to 4-1 on the 7 horse. Jared, we haven't asked your opinion on the 8th race yet. Who did you like in this one?
This one was, it's weird. And I kind of caught when I jumped on, you guys were talking a little bit about it because Dream Shake is like super capable of running. Like if he runs his best race, it's not even remotely close, right? Because but it's like he could also run like 4th, and I wouldn't be overly surprised. I think I would rather play the 1. I think risk and reward is interesting, just because I mean, we saw what Baffert did a little bit ago with Private Mission, but I mean, Dream Shake at 9-5 might be playable because, like I say, he has the goods. Like if he can run that effort, I just don't know if I trust him. I guess the fact that gives me some confidence. I would play the 1 and the 2. I think if I had to, in my multis and stuff.
Yeah, 1 and 2 seem to be the logical ones. Let's see, a couple of comments. Is the 3 being overlooked? I think a little. I don't think the 3 should be 9-1. So I do think the 3 being overlooked just a bit. Let's see. How do you guys feel about the TVG picks that they make? I mean, I've never looked at them, to be completely honest.
I don't think anyone. I mean, I've never seen like the Naira feed's awful. TVG's beyond awful. The Naira feed, if anybody's taught my tweet earlier, usually you can tell if it's got some sort of like negative connotations for me. But if you saw that, like everyone from Naira picked against, was it technical analysis?
Yeah.
Like everyone played against that horse. So I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Like, how are you trying to, like, the horse won for fun? That was a Saratoga, but yeah, both are awful.
I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. What else? LOL at TVG picks. Christina took the 6. Hey, we kind of talked about the 6. We don't hate the 6. So we'll see what happens. Family Biz. That's who Howard Eder likes. I'm guessing that's TVG picks. I mean, they're trying to do their job just like us. I'm not gonna mouth them, but honestly, I can't. I guess I can't mouth them. I don't have an opinion. I really don't pay attention.
Well, their problem is that they do it on NBC and everywhere. It's like the whole like let's get cute with let's try to get a winner. Let's get the 8-1 because all it takes is one time and then it's like you're the smartest person ever. But we try to pick winners and then regardless of the price. Hey, Magic, didn't you guys? No, never mind. You had Paluku Parfait. I was thinking Great Magician you guys had because I remember that horse ran the UAE Derby, but that was the horse ran second to your winner, right?
Yeah, to Plu.
I think this point is to answer that question that Grant had seriously. This point is what you always have to remember. Naira is, Naira bets. They're trying to tell people to bet. TVG is trying to tell people to bet on the TVG app. That's what they're paid to do. Get people excited about betting, hype up horses, things like that. That's what they're there to do. So I think you always have to keep that in mind. And I agree with this comment 100%. I think Maggie Wolfendale does a fantastic job. I missed her immensely today on the Naira feed. She was at a wedding today. So,
well, I tell you what, you whenever you're at the track, it's a win-win, right? If you're at the track, you get to see her in person. But if you're at the track, you don't get to hear her, like, you don't pay attention to her analysis. Because I do listen, like how she, on the feed, how she, how they look at the paddock and how they're acting, and that horse looks a lot bigger this time than she did last, whatever. Like, she knows that shit, and that's one that you can trust.
Maggie is my spirit animal. Yes, I like it. All right, we're going to bring in another guest here. I said we had friends coming. There's Ricky. Ricky's here right before the 8th race here. They're walking to the gate. Ricky, who'd you have on top in this one?
I thought this was really tough, but I still kind of think Dream Shake is the horse to be. Again, that's kind of where I landed, but I'm not comfortable saying that, to be quite honest with you. I think you can make a case. Aaron, we talked about it off air. The biggest days tend to have the shortest prices. Why? Because the best horses are ready for these spots. And Magic and I talked about maiden special weights this morning. Like, these are horses, at least younger horses, they could look forward to. I still think Dream Shake is the pick, but I completely understand why people are going deeper here. But I think Dream Shake is the most talented horse, and I think he's the horse to beat.
I definitely think he's the one that has the best races in his past performances. And if you're going to bet off that, I get it. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry, I missed the comment, but somebody saying, I don't feel good about the single of the two after what you guys have been talking about. But at the same time, I think all four of us will shake our head saying, yes, if Dream Shake runs how he's capable and runs his best race, he's going to win. So it's just, will he do it? We'll find out here.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that, Dream Shake gave Jackie's Warrior everything he wanted and more. And it's like that Jackie's Warrior is obviously legit, you know, and it's like he brings that race. He brings Pat Day Mile race here. Forget about it, right?
Yep.
Jared, and that is exactly why I used him.
He also, like, how did you not go by that day as well? So it's
well, but no, he's a frustrating horse.
All right, they're off. Here we go.
And the two got a bad break. Dream Shake with a bad break.
In last.
Boy, Cedillo's doing a good job of keeping the Baffert up the rail there, not conceding the inside.
My 6 just got second at Remington. Damn it. All right.
Somebody needs to mute their feed.
Sorry. I had to get the. I
don't want to get in trouble.
I had to get the little mute button off the middle of the screen.
Oh, I hate that.
People that like the 3, Rosario's got that horse in a great spot.
Boy, the 7's not going anywhere.
Here comes your 8 ranging up, Magic. You hyped it up a little bit.
They're going quick. They went quick that second quarter.
It's racehorse time now. 3's got his head in front, turning for home.
Yeah,
1 seems to be done.
One's done. Is the 2 going to bring it or not? That's the question.
Oh, boy. The 2's on the rail. Going to come from the inside.
I don't think so.
The 2's not going to get there. We're going to get our big upset right here, Magic. The 3 and the 8. Who's going to get it? It is nose bobbing, and Joel Rosario at 7-1 nails the 8.
Good job.
Great ride, Joel Rosario. Got that horse in a perfect spot. Outkicked him. 7-1. So 3 gets it done.
So I bet that was the one horse I was scared of. So I bet 10 to win on him. So there goes my pick 6 ticket, but I just got that horse home for $10.
Good hedge. And you got the right price.
And you know what? Hats off to Michael Myers, because he kept talking about that horse on the Magic Mike show when we discussed the pick 4 that we are now both out of. So, hats off to him. He liked that horse a lot.
Michael should be alive.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something. I thought the 8 had this thing.
Me
Was
too.
this just the difference of rider in this situation? I mean, he just pumped the shit out of that horse home.
Yeah, best hands and heels rider in the sport right there. He
Yeah,
might drive people crazy, but if he can't use this, boy, he's real good.
man, oh man, that horse pulls away at the end 58. Let's see, Dream Shake was not even on the board.
He was third.
Did he?
He nailed the 4 by that much. He's on the inside here.
I might debate that one with you.
You don't think he got third?
I think he's gutless, so I would say he lost the photo.
Oh, you were right. You were right. They put him fourth.
Yeah, he did not win the photo.
Boy.
You're right. Talk about gutless. That horse has no guts.
Nope. No excuse whatsoever for him in this race either.
Even cut up the rail. I mean, just
He never really looked quite comfortable. I'm not really sure. I don't think it's fair to. They were going real. Let's start with that. They were going real quick. He just never looked quite like he was ready. Like he had every opportunity. The one actually fell back. I thought he was going to get kind of boxed in there, and not a very good performance whatsoever.
I didn't realize Salmich had the 8. That's sickening.
He used both O'Neills. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
bell curve bit you. Oh, that's gonna be a fun Monday moment right there.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the bell curve. Yeah, so that's can we get what do we have after this? We have the Oaks, Pacific Classic, and then the handicap. So this gets going here.
Yeah, for sure. Last non-stakes of the day right there. So, we've got another special guest that I would like to bring in right now.
Oh my God.
Borat is joining the show. There he is.
Nice. Forza nice. He crushed them. Peter Miller crushed them.
Drinking White Claws.
Now, are you still alive, Borat, in your pick 6?
No. I use Ricky pick. Rockets did not have this horse. I use Summer Bomb. Did not have this horse. I use free ticket from Magic. On tweet. No established. No Joel Rosario. Established wins. Borat Kappa loses.
Oh my God. I love it. This is great. This is good. This is why I logged on today. So this comment. Oh my God. For a moment I was worried that was Papa Dude with a wig on.
Oh my gosh.
Somehow not as coherent. There you go.
Oh man. That's great. That is great.
The fluffy sock is next. I will fluff the sock. That is the single.
So Fluffy Socks was 4-1 morning line, opens at 9-5. We'll go right into the 9th race here. Magic, I text
hackers.
Go ahead, Borat.
Computer hackers. Take down Fluffy Sock odds.
Okay, Borat. Fluffy Socks, the reason why Fluffy Socks is 9-5, technical analysis romps today at the spa. Fluffy Socks ran just behind technical analysis last time out. Now comes over here to Del Mar. 9-5 off 4-1 morning line. Magic, we knew this was going to happen, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was surprised that this horse was even 4-1 on the morning line. No disrespect to John White, but he was. I think he was really anticipating the love for going global, stretching back out to a mile and an eighth, really attracting a lot of money. And she is taking money, but we saw what technical analysis did at Saratoga under a heads-up ride from Jose Ortiz, by the way, to put her on the front in a paceless race. Here's the one problem: bell curve. He peaked last race. Are we gonna get the other side of the bell curve on this one? Do you really want to try and do that at a short price? A little surprising there.
My suggestion would be to take the bell curve stuff and toss it out the window, because ever since you guys have started that, he's done nothing but ride perfect races. So
you realize that's not my fault. I'm not the one that started all this crap.
But you're keeping it going
because it's fun.
Well, okay, so here's Magic. This is between the 5 of us, or Borat. Well, 6 of us if Borat's his own character. Do you actually believe in the bell curve stuff, or do you do it more for an entertainment purpose? Do you yourself believe in it? Yes or no?
Oh no, it's 100% just playing into the bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I thought that's what it was. I didn't realize it was a real thing. I thought it was all a bit.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is for Magic. I don't know if it is for the other. Magic. That's what's funny about it. Borat, what do you think about the bell curve?
I don't listen to that show. We don't get it in Kazakhstan, Magic Mike. Don't come over.
Magic, is that you that's making him big every time? Because that is great if that's you, because I love that.
I don't know them.
FYI, let's just bring it on. Let's just have the feed talk about it a little bit here. This, by the way, is the wig that he may or may not. I've been busy. I haven't had time to mess with. Slim is the last place of the fantasy league, and he's wanting to wear his punishment outfit at the Travers, which is next weekend. And this is the outfit. Part of it would be the wig, including let's just call it. I don't want to give it away because it will happen at some point. A very revealing outfit. Very revealing, like questionable if he'll get in. So do you think it should be a Travers, or should we make him wait to the Breeders' Cup?
I think because the Saratoga is his home track, and it's his home track on the biggest day at his home track. I think it's more than fair that he do it at the Travers. I think that makes sense.
What do you think, Borat?
Who are you talking about?
Do I need to buy the? Are you buying it?
Essential quality. His owner, daughter go missing. Needs to build a better cage.
Why did I know when you were going to be on here this would be entertaining? So,
Ricky, what do you think? Should he wear the suit at the Travers?
So here's my thinking, right? If we're gonna take this seriously, Slim seriously, it's Saratoga Slim. I think it would be more detrimental to his brand or the colleagues that he may see on Travers Day to do it at Saratoga. I'm not saying he's not plugged in at the Breeders' Cup, but it does not have the same effect when you're over 3,000 miles away. So I vote Saratoga Travers Day, if my opinion means it.
It's gone off the rails, Michael. If you left and now you're back, you gotta be wondering what's happening. Michael, great call on the 3. We'll say that. Now, Borat, let me ask you something. Who gave you your first ever White Claw?
She's nice. She with Aaron. Aaron, keep her locked down. She's nice, very nice girl. Give me a White Claw.
Right. I'll translate for Borat because sometimes, it kind of gets lost in translation there. It was my wife that gave him his first ever White Claw. So I'm very happy to see that you're still drinking those.
Is there a follow-up question? Like, how many have you had? Does that like come after the who gave you the first one? Or?
Sure. How many?
Pick 3. Fluffy single.
Okay.
Into Pacific Classic, and I like Todd Pletcher because he has COVID, and he sent his horse with COVID to West Coast. Dr. Post.
He's good now,
not a
though.
doctor like Dr. Fauci. He's gonna give COVID to all the other horses and win. Dr. Post, and then United and the what is the master of the facts? Hounds. And Oglo is old. That's the pick 3.
I don't think they're gonna let you in.
No.
No, they won't let him in.
He's got to wear something else. Or I'm not gonna
It can't be. It can't be there. Like,
That's it. I don't think they'll let you in. Okay.
they won't. They won't. They'll say it's like indecent exposure. They won't let him in. Like, there's no way.
But see woman outside gate, painted, no clothes. Saratoga.
Yeah, Jared, did you confirm that Borat will actually fit into that?
Little Borat may not fit in that. I don't know.
That's the part I'm worried about.
Yeah, that's why Borat, you may need to order this yourself. 'Cause I don't know if I'll get a big enough size for you.
Borat, cut off my crumb. I would not like it.
Here, what we could do is hang on. Let me remove that. What we could do is I could try a different idea in terms of. You think I mean, I don't love this.
What are the maybe we should have started with this. What are the rules? Like, what is the punishment? I don't think a lot of people might know. So
technically, like he could wear that, right? It is a full body outfit. And it makes it even better that it's a women's.
does he have to buy this himself, or do you buy it for him?
I mean, it's $10 or whatever. I'll buy it.
I didn't see it.
Okay, let's get back to racing. What do you say?
Hey, Alexandro says that's enough. Who gets the lead here?
I'm with him.
This
Look
guide,
slow on paper.
this
One
guide,
or two.
I will tell you about the guide.
Okay.
Racing Dude's Guide, invented by greatest handicapper of all time. But the guide says pressing speed, Yavanika, Madon, feathers. I am my racehorse owner. Get micro share of cover of Tis a Magician of the guide. My micro share was the pace analysis race shape for the Delmar Oaks. Havanica, Madon, feathers on lead.
I would agree with Borat. I think the 2, the 4, the 5, I think they will kind of go out there. I think the 2, though, being drawn to the inside, that's the one that is going to get out in front. And at 22-1 makes it a little interesting. Ricky, I'll kick it to you. What do you think? Who's going to get the lead here?
I don't even know what Borat said.
I don't either.
I didn't
see, buddy.
catch that. I think Javanica will probably be her speed. Like, I don't know if she's the quickest, but that's the only way she wins, right? I think Madonna's shown the ability to come off. We're talking about the 5 feathers. I think the 2 has to be the lead. I thought the 8 was a touch interesting, maybe showing some speed. Her last win came on the front end, and Joe Bravo can get aggressive as well. Again, I'm not sure if she's good enough. It's interesting. Like, it's one of those, do we follow the speed if they're going really slow and make that move? We saw Umberto Rispoli make a move early. What was that, like the first or second race today? It was like they were going so slow, and then that final move, I think we might see something like that here. But I don't really know who the prevailing speed is because they're not – I don't know if they're good enough, to be honest, to even hold on. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah,
I think that any of the speed horses good enough is the thing. And this is, imagine me, I'm French. He can't understand you at all, Borat. So that's Jared, I don't know if we even talked about this race on the pod. This kind of maybe slipped through the cracks. Who do you like in this race? I don't think we've even got your opinion at all on it.
Well, it's funny because when I was going through and trying to decide, how we did the pod this last week with our best value and or lock that shit up and stuff. Fluffy Socks was one that I looked at because I was like, oh man, if technical analysis goes and wins, like I think then this horse obviously is going to be it's going to make this it's going to make this horse look even better. So that's happened. So I think the 7 makes a lot of sense. A horse that I kept looking at, and I get if to me, it's hard because Madone's has beat this horse time and time again. But what did you guys think of the 8 at 13-1? I think that's a fair price. And you're going to get, I think this horse is going to get first run. Now, is she good enough? I don't know. We'll see. But I do think that at that price, she's playable. Baltus, obviously, Joe Bravo has been very good on the turf at Del Mar. So I think that's interesting.
I'm with you. I like the 8. What about you, Ricky?
So that's the horse that I just mentioned. I think so. So this is my ultimate breakdown. I don't think we'll see this, but I'm interested to see if the 1, the 3, or the 7. So that's I'll throw out the names. Closing Remarks, Going Global, or Fluffy Socks shows a little bit more speed than we're used to, and it's not because they want to show speed. It's because I think someone mentioned it. This is about first run. Which of those 3 gets the first run on the next? I think that's ultimately what sets it up. So you might have to sit 4th or 5th to get that first run because you don't want to be last. Trying to make that move. And so I think everyone agrees here that the speed is we're trying to hit, throw a dart in terms of trying to figure it out. You just don't want to be last with speed that's most likely going to fade, or they're just not good enough. So that's what I'm looking for. 1, 3, or 7. Who's ahead when they're down the backstretch starting to sort themselves out?
Yeah, I think it's the big key, right? I mean, anytime you go along in the turf, you want to get that positioning. I'm with you. I hope that we see the 7 a little bit closer than normal here, but it's definitely a rider's race. Let's see what happens here. I don't know. I feel, to me, when I saw this race and I first looked at it, I said, this is Fluffy Socks all day long. But the more you look at it, these West Coast runners here on the turf have been pretty decent. Going global has been better than decent. She's been really good. Just got upset last time out at a distance that maybe she didn't like. I think the 1.8 mile stretch out will hit her right between the eyes. So I'm pretty excited to see this one. I think we've got a very competitive race here. I would venture to say, I don't know, Jared, what do you think? Is it the 2nd most competitive stakes race on this card?
Yeah, I think so, because this one, and then obviously the last race, the handicap, you and I both went price hunting there. But yeah, I definitely think this is the one that it feels like there's several options in here that could possibly win.
I want to ask Borat a quick question here. Borat, are you watching Remington Park tonight or just Del Mar?
I like Del Mar.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you for that.
Nice.
So if you are watching Remington Park, they are getting ready to, let's see, they're about 2 minutes to post now. So they have kind of switched off from, running right on top of Del Mar. I like the 3 at Remington Park a little bit. Horses running first time for Brett Calhoun. I like the 3 right now. Holy shit. The 3 is 7-1. That's insane as I flipped it over there. So you might take a look at the 3. No way that horse should be 7-1. So there's your Remington Park update. Back at Del Mar, they're on the track right now. We've got Magic joining us back. Hold on. Wait. Sorry, Magic. We've got Mike Somich joining us. Somich, how's your evening going? Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it was going wonderful until the 8 got re-rallied on last race. I mean, besides the wildly sugary margaritas I had about 2 hours ago, everything was going great. Mo Fuerza airs, Bob Baffert finds the juice in the graded stakes. Everything's going wonderfully. And then the other, Doug O'Neill, decides he wants to get re-rallied on by Bell Curve. That was wonderful. Yeah. Other than that, though, it's going great. How's everyone else doing?
It's good. We're with the celebrity here. Borat's joined us. I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh, very nice.
It's nice. Double bombs. Bomb pick 6 at Del Mar.
I love the energy from Ricky mainly. That's what I'm looking for here.
I'm waiting my turn.
Are you Summer Bomb pick 6 ticket?
Wait.
Did not have established.
We had the frickin' 8 in that pick 6 ticket. In the pressed one, we had the frickin' 8 at 23-1. Oh, I was going nuts. And then Lily was like, "Why are you yelling at the 3 horse?"
Summer Bomb, Ricky Rockets both lose. And Magic Ticket on Twitter lose.
Oh boy.
You want a price in the next one? Can we talk about a price in this race?
Yep, go ahead. Who's your price?
23-1. Give me the 2 horse. There's absolutely no pace in this field. Wired the field last time. If you go back 2 back, Javanica, great. I pick a bad name. That race 2 back at Santa Anita had an awful trip. If you go 4 back, misses by a neck to Rombauer over the synth. I think this horse has a legit shot at being able to make some noise here at 20+1.
Yeah, and I think Alexandra agrees.
Fluffy Havanica box. Fluffy Havanica box.
A fluffy Ambanica. I wonder what that is.
Okay. So, I think Borat's going to 2-7 box. And it's so funny. This comment kind of says, lays out exactly why you like the horse so much. And yeah, at that price, guys, I'm not going to talk you off a 21-1 shot that has on paper at least, looks like they could get to the front and control a 1.125 turf race. Kind of how you win these a lot of times. So I get it. That's definitely part of it.
$10 straight. Fluffy Havanica. $5 straight. Havanica.
Has this been the whole previous hour that I've missed?
He's been very committed to this character. He's not broke once yet.
No, he's been here. I don't know if it's been an hour, about 30 minutes.
Has Slim called a race yet?
I have to get serious about Fluffy Socks, man. Fluffy Socks. Do you understand who Fluffy Socks is? This is Sal's baby. This is the reason that Sal is getting into breeding. This is it. Sexy time from slumber. So they got sexy time from slumber. All right. Slumber was Sal's first horse that did anything. That was the horse they brought to Chad. Won the Manhattan. Slumber was the man. And that's what really got Sal into this game. So he took Slumber. He never wanted to get into breeding, Sal Cumin. And there was a great article about this in the Blood Horse. So this horse, Fluffy Socks, means more to him than anything. Now they brought Slumber back to New York to be a New York sire. Believe this. And Sal have a broadmare band now. He's bought a bunch of mares to make turf horses, and he's doing it up in New York. The operation Sal Cumin knows no bounds. Fluffy Socks is the beginning of it all, and this is going to be her race. She won in Del Mar last year too.
So, Aaron, the what we just heard is the exact reason why he has to wear this character at Saratoga. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same effect if we do it on your whole diatribe, which was great information. It has to be done at Saratoga. You just gave us the answer yourself.
Well, I think Slim was 150-1 to give us anything relevant tonight, the way he opened the show up. And then that was a very, very good story. I liked that. So
not confirmed, but a good story.
Remember Slumber? Exactly. Slumber won on the did he win before Farrow won the Triple Crown, right? He won the Manhattan, the race before it. Because I think it was, yeah.
Was it?
I think, or maybe it was the year before that.
I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah, Slumber was a good price that day.
I'm surprised. Why is Fluffy Socks not named Brunch or something? There's Champagne Brunch. You got Slumber out of Breakfast Time Mare. Come on, you got to have a brunch or something.
It's named after Sal's son, Sam, my man Sam. If you remember that horse ran in the Kentucky Derby. They're named after his son. So I don't know. I guess his son wears Fluffy Socks or some shit.
It was 2016. It was the Nyquist. 2016 for Slumber.
What?
It was in 2016 that Slumber ran. It was the year Nyquist won the Kentucky Derby.
Great. 2016.
That's not He won the Manhattan.
I guess he didn't win the Manhattan then. I thought he won the Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. That was the year American Pharaoh won the Belmont. Slumber won the Manhattan on that card. Yes. So Slim was right.
Yeah, I had the double. I pounded the shit out of it. Slumber was like, I don't know, it was like 8-1 that day or something. It was ridiculous.
Pounded the shit out of it.
Chad Brown horse, boy. That guy wins in Manhattan. He wins those races. Diana, Manhattan. You can always count on him to come through in those races. Ridiculous. That's why Chad Brown got this race. The Fluffy Socks, man. Second to the fucking horse just ran off the screen in the Lake Placid.
Too bad we couldn't count on him in the, what was it, Aaron? The Mr. D last week or the whatever it was.
Well, that was just a pace. That
wasn't the best version of Lake Placid ever, though. You had a maiden go off at 3-1 in that race.
Well, the Lake Placid was not a good race, but the Lake George was a good race. She took care
of that field pretty easily.
Yeah.
The Lake George
there was never a doubt when they straightened for home. There was never a doubt that technical analysis was going to lose that race.
Yeah.
The 3 ran second at Remington for you, Aaron.
Oh, son of a bitch! That's 2 in a row. Did the 1 win?
Tashkent, the 10 horse, Ramon Vasquez won the race.
Oh, the 7 horse. Yeah.
My favorite White Claws are the blackberry ones. Oh yeah, blackberry, and then
oh well,
that's the other one.
All right, 1 minute to post. They're walking towards the gate here at Del Mar. 3-2 on Going Global, 2-1 on Fluffy Socks. I mean, this is about what we expected. I don't think these odds are really surprising. They both opened as 9-5 choices. Going Global starting to ease up and take a little bit more money than Fluffy Socks. So the 8 is interesting at 12-1. If you still like the 2, you're getting 19-1. That makes a lot of sense as well. So getting ready to load, guys. This is gonna be interesting. 6 guys watching this. This will just be a jumbled up sound mess, probably.
Is Borat doing the call or no?
I could try.
I was told no calls.
I'm gonna say no to Borat doing the call.
Ricky just got jealous there. I was told no calls.
No.
I specifically asked before I came on if there were calls, and I was told no calls.
Here's why there's no calls. Everybody starts screaming during the calls, and it's just a jumbled up mess. And you can't hear the call, and you can't hear anybody.
You're kind of bossy tonight, Alterman.
Well, I've listened back because when I was the caller, and it's like, why did I call it? You never heard my voice the whole time. It was just yelling, get up, get up. So
yeah, I'll be honest. I don't give a shit about anyone doing the call. I just watched the race, but I thought it was entertaining. Let Ricky do it.
I mean, you're not going to hear any reaction to, like, oh, here comes more Forza. Oh, it's going to be close. You know what I mean? Like, you don't.
Ricky might have a career in
Ricky's good.
Calling
All
horses.
right, Ricky, go ahead.
All right. Am I actually doing this? All right.
Look at how happy he is. Look at that smile.
He loves it.
Well, it's like,
put me in, coach. Put me in.
I'm going
off, dude.
Ricky, you blew it.
Out in the early
going
lead.
real
Mark
fantastic.
showing a little bit more speed with Going Global, tracking in third. Then you have Feathers making the way up into second, about a half length off, and going to make it 2-horse duel as they make their way around into all the public viewing. On the outside is the 6, Ivy League in a track well, and closing remarks a little bit more forwardly placed today. Then you have Going Global tracking in third, Tetragonal outside, and they're making their way into the turn first quarter up in 24-1. We have the 4 Madone and the trailer Soaring Sky all the way back, but it's still the 2 Javanica leading as they make their way into the backstretch here. A lot of prices up there early on. Feathers at 60-1, the longest shot on the board, tracking in second, along with Closing Remarks, biding time down on the rail. Making the move is Ivy League trying to get up and making it 3 across the track. And we have Going Global and a bunch just buying their time with Javanica still leading the half up in 48-3. Javanica going as slow as Drayden Van Dyke wants her to. On this day, Closing Remarks still holding ground, waiting to go. Feathers trying to make this a 2-horse race as they make their way around the far turn. Ivy League getting asked to go now, Going Global, trying to find that room as well. And then we have Fluffy Socks now starting to make a move on the outside. Javanica challenged by Feathers. Javanica losing that lead to Feathers as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Here's Feathers, 60-1, grabs the lead, but here comes Going Global. Going Global grabs the lead. Going Global trying to hold off Fluffy Socks and Closing Remarks. Going Global has about a half-length lead, now full-length lead, and Going Global At 7-5, it's John. 317, Going Global, closing remarks, and Fluffy Socks. Your top three here in the 9 furlong turf race.
It's pretty good, Ricky.
It wasn't my
goes
best.
So fast. So
It wasn't my
fast.
best.
She's really good.
She's really good. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it on the Magic Mike show. Like, Going Global is legit really good, especially at this distance. And she was really the only horse that wanted the distance today.
I need more time to prepare. No one make fun. I was thrown into it. I'm going to do better this time. Don't worry.
I got my money's worth on the 2 at least. Like 48 and change half. I was like, all right, we could do this. It's been nice if we held for 4th. I had the super with that.
I think Flavian Pratt rode a very, very nice race here. He saved ground, kind of cut the corner, had him tucked in, or had her tucked in. Really, really, really good job.
What about? I don't know what happened. I know we talked about the 8 a little bit of horses we liked. I mean, Joe Bravo literally never tried anything on that horse. I don't know what happened. If that was, it's like never even an attempt.
As soon as Bravo heard how Ricky pronounced it, he's just like, "Fuck this! I don't want to be involved."
Wait, which one? Javanica? Oh, no, that was
Tetragonical.
No,
Tetragonal. It's tetragonal. Isn't that what I said?
He's just giving you shit, Ricky.
No, I'm gonna do better now. I'm looking at it for next race.
I mean, it's something. I don't know if something happened, but never. I mean, the horse finished the race. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But no, that horse, no one was beating that 3. Fluffy Stocks didn't even get 2nd, got 3rd.
Yeah, Fluffy wasn't very good. Just really ran mid-pack and looked like she was gonna make a move on the outside, and it just she looked like she was loaded, but she just gave them too much to do. She just had too much to do. Once it was slow up front there, Solomich, that horse Javanica, that horse definitely got the lead, and she went slow. She had some shot, but man, Fluffy, she just had too much work to do once that slow pace evolved.
Nice run from the 1-horse closing remarks too. Magic mentioned how Carly Gaines was trying to specifically avoid the 3-horse here last time out. That's why closing remarks ran on the dirt, going 7 furlongs this time. Gets back to the turf, and then you can see why she was trying to avoid Going Global. I mean, I thought closing remarks ran really well. Just clearly second best here. It's the 3rd time that she's run 2nd to Going Global in her career.
Yeah, she's just not quite as good, but she did run a very, very good race. I'm pretty disappointed with Fluffy Socks. She just didn't really quicken. I don't think there was a lot of excuse here. I mean, if you're a closer, that's kind of what you do. You drop back, you go wide on the turn, and you make your move. She didn't quicken, just, as well as Going Global.
At one point in the stretch, I'm like, all right, see if she gets an extra jump, and she just never got it.
No, absolutely. I agree. Just never had that Chad Brown extra kick down the lane that time. It could just be that, Going Global just might be just a really, really nice horse. And John White got the line right. He said Going Global 9-5 and Fluffy Socks 4-1. And boy, they kind of ran like one was 9-5 and one was 4-1. There was no beating that horse today. Easy win.
Listen, I mean, everyone knows I don't like Ricky, but he's a great race caller. I'll give him that. Like, I don't. I mean, if I think he's a great race caller, then he's good.
Well, I was gonna say I should go get my phone and record you giving me a compliment, and then I'll just keep replaying it over and over.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Luckily, it's live and recorded on YouTube. So
you tell a good story, bro.
Well, I'm already studying for the next race.
I can't wait to. I'm gonna call Ricky's cell phone next weekend at the Travers, and the ringtone that's going to play is Jared going, "Ricky's a great race caller. Ricky's a great race caller. Ricky's a great race caller."
Yeah, mine will say, "I don't like Ricky. I don't like Ricky."
Yeah, we should have 10 we should have 10 seconds so everyone could split it up.
I'm here to tell you right now, what made it good is everybody was quiet and let him call it. It's great when you do that. I totally agree.
So really, Aaron, you're saying that we all did a great job.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We support Ricky and his endeavors.
We all did what we were supposed to do that time.
So
I'm proud of us.
Side note: Dr. Post is the favorite currently.
Get that Dr. Post. That motherfucker got COVID.
Let's chime in.
Got COVID has a
Well,
not have COVID.
Well, but just real quick, who's the favorite in the pick 3?
Let's see.
I don't know. I haven't looked. What is it?
I heard the
Express
COVID
train
hasn't got
pulling
to
into the
Dr.
station,
Post's
man.
chest yet, though.
The
So
5
it's good.
horse is the favorite in the pick 3 over both
Yeah.
Royal Ship and Dr. Post. Although Royal Ship is the favorite in the double, so I'd assume Royal Ship goes off as the favorite here. But I think Dr. Post can be the third choice.
Man,
All right,
funny
Magic.
too,
You're 21 minutes to post. You obviously are
all
quite the
comments on
fan of
Twitter today.
Tiz
Oh, sorry.
here. How are you feeling? What's going on in your head? I mean, because this is like said on the pod, like it's cool to be running in a grade 1, but definitely you have like a legit shot to win a grade 1 here.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what makes it a little more stressful is is knowing that well, he actually has a decent chance, and I've seen a lot of people pick him. It seems like whenever he runs and people think he's got a great chance to win, it just blows up all over my timeline. So I've been seeing that a lot, and I'm like, I don't even have him on top. I think that his stablemate is going to be really cranked up and ready to run. But I think as long as he gives a solid effort, this is a horse that being by Tiz now should be able to keep running well at age 5. He's 4 years old right now. So ideally what I'd like to see is a good effort from him here. The Breeders' Cup Marathon, unless he wins today, the Breeders' Cup Marathon is his target. I think as a 5-year-old, maybe he'll take that one extra step that he needs to take to be able to contend at this race. Because for him to win this, he needs to run a race he's never run before. And it's possible, but it's unlikely. I think for me, it's either Royal Ship or Express Train. In my now defunct Pick 6 ticket, I singled Royal Ship here. I think that the trip that he got into San Diego was pretty piss poor. He was stuck on the rail. Rail was dead that day at Del Mar. I think a better trip here, a longer distance is going to be to his advantage. So I went with Royal Ship on top, and I know I'm not the only one who thought that.
No, yeah, I just think Royal Ship is a lot better than these horses if he runs his best race, and that's really what it comes down to. And I don't know that that's saying a lot, but I think if you look back to the 2 races Royal Ship when he was matched up with Country Grammar, who was running just out of this world, he beat him one time, and then at this distance, he lost to him somehow. Royal Ship rebroke maybe 12 times in the Country Grammar rebroke like 12 times in the stretch and was able to beat him. But Royal Ship beat the hell out of Express Train in that race. So I just thought this is the horse to play back. I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Post. I wouldn't be shocked if he won, but I don't know that he's all that great. And I just kind of think that Royal Ship is a little bit better, sorry guys, than Tiz the Magician. Can quicken a little bit more than him. I think for Tiz to win, there's going to have to be a couple that just don't fire, and he can kind of grind it out and beat you. That's how he does it. That's why he's so good at the longer distances. He just keeps going. He grinds, and he wins. I think there'll be a couple that are just a little bit quicker than him in this spot. I think Royal Ship's the most talented horse, though.
What about this strategy? Just how much I love a good speed horse. Nick's go. I think that's why I've become such a big fan. If Tiz Magician has one way to win this race, right? It's to get in the lead and be in the lead and basically just grind down the stretch and not let anybody pass. So if you're Pratt, do you just say, you just go? Doesn't matter what you need to do, how fast you need to go. You just go. You're in the lead. You need to be in the lead when you hit the top of the stretch. And what happens after that. But to me, he's the kind of horse, he's not going to say if Express Train's in front of him, he's not going to run down Express Train. But if he's in the lead, maybe he gets gutty and tries to win the thing.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there, right? I mean, he doesn't like to pass horses, but he sure as hell doesn't like horses to pass him. And so if you put him on the front, and the other part of this, if you're talking about who are you not concerned about getting a mile and a quarter? He's a magician, right? I mean, he is the horse that can 100. He's been coming out of 1.5 mile races. Make them pass you. Use your best attribute. Get to the lead and show your heart, and whatever happens from there happens. You're probably the 3rd or 4th best horse on paper, but your one tactical advantage is to force people to pass you and to use your stamina to your advantage. And so he's got to go here, and hopefully he goes. And he has a league turning for home, and someone's got to get by him.
I don't disagree, but I think he's just the kind of horse that's going to run 24, 48, just click off
He's
24. So you're not if you push him to a 23-quarter, I don't think it's going to go well. If he falls out on the lead, running those consistent fractions that he sets, then that's great. He's got a shot. But I don't know if he's the type where you can force the issue with him. That's my worry. I agree, though. You got to get him out to the lead. There's no question that's where he can win. I'm just not quite sure how you do it unless they just let him go early. That was my worry. I wanted to pick him. I text Magic after he won the Cougar 2, and I said, he can win the Pacific Classic. This is not impossible. They need to go there. But then when you get to the spot, it's like, yeah, he can win, but things are really going to have to go his way. He's going to have to get the perfect setup. It's possible he could do that.
Yeah, Ross, you're totally right. It's something we talked about on Blinkers Off. That's kind of like we'll probably learn more today, obviously. But it is kind of weird that World Ship has not run well at all at Del Mar. So it can be a quirky track. The thought I had, or the reasoning I had was, he trained up into the San Diego at San Diego, ran at Del Mar. Obviously, he's been training on the Del Mar track since. He's been look at the works, been working out very well. So you got a race under his belt, been training on the track. He's been training well on the track. You got to think he's going to fire better today.
That trip specifically, too, the rail was terrible opening weekend at Del Mar. And that was opening weekend. He tried to make a rail move at 1.16 which is a distance he doesn't want either. So there's multiple excuses in my mind for that first effort over Del Mar. And that was a 99 buyer. I mean, that's pretty darn good, considering it was shorter than he wants to go, and he tried to go up the rail. So I expect he's going to get a much better trip today, and hopefully he can get home. I like the 4 quite a bit here, and I'm going to play a lot of tries and exactas with him on top and cold horses underneath.
He's had 3 starts at Del Mar. The first one was on the turf. The second one was before he got gelded. And after he got gelded, that's when the horse made a jump up. And then so the third one, yes, the San Diego, it was 1.16 like you pointed out, Mike, and that was an excuse for sure for him. And this is the biggest thing. Go back and watch those replays. Mike said it. The rail was dead at Del Mar. He actually ran a pretty good race last time out. Now, if you want to go back to those 2 before he was gelded and said he was awful, I agree. He was awful. He didn't run that badly. And I just think still he's the most talented horse.
I mean, so someone brought up this guy right here. I think this is one of those that you really got to talk about. Dr. Post, right? I liked Dr. Post when we did the Magic Mike show. I went back and watched some of his replays. He looks awful in the morning right now. I don't know if anyone else watched his workouts in New York before coming over to California. He looks like, he looks washed out in his workouts where he's sweating. He's behind other horses that are in the Pletcher barn. I was really high on Dr. Post because this is exactly what we saw when they shipped out the Pletcher Breeders' Cup winner a couple of years back. I can't remember his name right now. Aaron, who won it for him? Pletcher Breeders' Cup. St. Elias Stable.
Vino Rosso.
Vino Rosso.
They did the exact same thing with Vino Rosso, where they wanted one over the track and then they set him up for the Breeders' Cup Classic. It looks a lot like the same pattern, but man, he looked terrible in the morning. So I was kind of a high on Dr. Post to, man, I'm not really sure about Dr. Post here. I think that the value may be trying to completely leave him out of the try and figure out how you can get other horses at a prices underneath the 4-horse express or the 4-horse.
Yeah, man. Dr. Post is the ultimate boomer bust horse. He's like he's either gonna win or run 5th. Like he's not like he's boomer bust. You just don't know what he's gonna do out there. But he did run 2nd in the Belmont Stakes at 1 mile underneath. This is the farthest I think he's ever raced in his life, Dr. Post. So quality road, Hennessy mare. I don't know. I don't know if he has 1.25 miles. They put him in the Haskell. That those are the type of races I think. They put him in the Met Mile. I don't know if he's a 1.25 mile horse. I just don't know. That's a big question he has to answer in this race.
He's got the Maxfield problem too. Who's he beating? I mean, if you look through his past performances, I mean, you're looking at like what Wicked Trick and Mr. Buff, Night Ops and Bankit are the best horses he's beaten. That's not quite a Breeders' Cup Classic winner type line there.
No, it's
Yeah,
not great at all.
he's run behind good horses. 'Tis the law and authentic. That was the best part of his career.
Not to cut you off, but he's run way behind good horses.
Yeah,
As someone who had him on the fantasy team, I can confirm he was way behind.
Yeah, that's the problem. Block Party says he's got Express Train singled here. I don't think any of us are going to like the single, but let's talk about Express Train as a horse here. This was the morning line favorite. Ricky, you've been quiet for a while. What were your thoughts on Express Train in this race?
Well, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts before I call this race. No, I'm kidding. I would not be. I'm half not. If you guys threw out a number, I'm not looking at it. I would know it by now. I've been memorizing it. I wouldn't want to be single to Express Train, but so for the record, but this is. I think there are a lot of races that we look at them very closely, and then we kind of go back afterwards and say we could have really singled there. I actually think this is one of the few that we've seen this summer that I'm not confused, but you can go with a lot of ways, and then after the race, we'll probably still have that same opinion. Most races, you kind of look back and say, we could have been a little stronger with our convictions. I truly believe that this is a legitimate 4 or 5 horse race. I don't really think, for example, like Royal Ship is that much better. He's the most likely winner to me, but I don't think. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't. Yeah, everyone needs to show some respect. No, exactly. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be single to anyone, let alone that's just me in this race. I think it's completely wide open. But good luck. I'm rooting for Tiz, and I'm now rooting for Block Party here with this 5 in the single.
We've had a few people. Yeah, sorry, someone beat me to it. I'm gonna do it. Beat me again. Do it. Okay, we've had a lot of questions about daily doubles. Obviously, the last 2 races here, 2 Breeders' Cup win-you're-in races. So 2 big races, and so let's talk a little bit how we played this race and the next race combined. If you want to, maybe you got knocked out. Sorry, Samich, not to twist the knife. Maybe you got knocked out, and you're looking to. No, hey. It was a good pick. You just got re-rallied on. Maybe you're trying to get back in this thing. We've talked about Halterman and I both went price hunting in the last race, trying to beat United. So, how do we play this daily double here?
All right, I did play the daily double actually. So I have a live ticket here. Not live because it's the first fucking leg. So I played 3-4 in this joint right here. I got Dr. Post, even though I talked all this trash about him that he can't get 1.25 miles, but he has to prove me wrong. And I got Royal Ship in here. So that's my $5 daily double. And I played it to United in the max set of the Fox Hounds. So there's a book by a guy who I think he died.
What? How much did you play?
About the 2x2 double.
How heavy did you play it?
I paid it for only $5, so it's a $20 bet, but you're supposed to play for $10. But I mean, yeah, I got the favorites, so I'm really hoping Master Foxhound wins the next race because I bet I haven't looked at the will pays, but I bet that would be a better.
Right. So just so people like the strategy there is Slim's got the two short prices here, 5-2. He's obviously got the short price in the last leg, but he's got Master Foxhounds in there, so he's hoping. So he's playing a bigger base, and I know Samich, you can touch on this because this is right up your alley. He's playing a bigger base because if if it does go Dr. Post or goes Royal Ship United, he at least can make something versus if he's playing a $1 double or $2 double.
I'm gonna double down to United now that I thought about the odds. I haven't looked at the will pays, but I'm gonna double down again.
What's your thoughts on it, Samich?
To United.
Samich is on mute.
Samich, you're muted.
I'm playing the favorites.
The 3-4 double pays 24. The 3-5 double pays 78. Slim. So you want to go 3x, whatever you're betting on the 4 for the 5. I like the 4.
United has to be 3x. You're saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I just did. Okay.
I like the 4 Royal Ship quite a bit here. So I'm going to start my doubles with the 4 Royal Ship, and I'm going to play a pyramid style where I'm going to lay heavily on the 8. So I'm going to play a large, whatever your large wager is. I'm going to play a large 4-8 double, which is currently paying $30. Then I'm going to play a smaller 4 over 5-8 double. So I'm going to play Master of Foxhounds over the 8-horse Arklow in the double. Then I'm going to play a little bit next tier down. I'm going to go 4-6-8. Or I'm sorry, 4-5-8, 5-6-8. So Master of Foxhounds, 6-horse, and then the 8-horse Arklow. And then the last one I'm going to play is 4 over 2, 5-6-8. So essentially, 4-8 is my top opinion. But I think next race is a lot more wide open than this one. So I'm going to then have it tiered down. I'm going to play the 8 for the most money. I'm going to play for the 5 for the second most money. I'm going to play the 6 for the third most money. And I'm going to play the 2 for the fourth most money. And just for anyone out there who's wondering, the 4-2 double pays $618 for $2 right now. So yeah, if that comes home, we can make a couple bucks.
Like it.
Can I go? Can I simplify? Can I do a simple one for everybody? Because I'm really confused. I'm going to go 4 in this race. I'm with Samich. I like Royal Ship. I've just got confidence. So I'm going to go 4 in this race, and then I'm going to go 4, 5, 8 in the next race. And I really like Master of Foxhounds. I think United. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave out United. I don't think the value is going to be there. I'm just going to go 4 over 5-8 for $10. Anyone else? Any thoughts?
Okay.
No, I mean, it's not horrible value though. Both,
Okay, so
I mean, for a $2 bet, it's paying $22 from Royal Ship to, I think, to United.
Yeah, as we were talking, the 4-8 double got hammered. It's now down to 23 from 31 when we started talking about this.
What's the 4-5 and the 4-8? Just real quick.
Those are the computers doing their work.
So the 4-4 double pays 22. Okay. Those are the two favorites. The 4-8 double pays 23 right now. Okay. The 4-5 pit double pays 40.
I'll play it straight for $20. 4-5.
I don't hate that. I mean, I think the 5 is probably one of the better values. You're talking about it's what is it? Warfront out of a Galileo mare who's trying to figure it out on the turf at a younger age still. Like that horse could pop at any moment.
You really like this Master Foxhounds, huh?
Well, good. I like him as a horse that has value in the next race.
I'm hoping to get alive to him, because I'll be alive to him for a couple hundred, so that'd be fine.
The whole deal is, sure, you could sit here and say, yeah, United, Arklow, they look pretty tough, but I think Master Foxhounds is, he's right there with them, and he's double the price. So I would take it.
I like play the 4 with the 1, 5, 11, because those are the 3 that I like the most in the last leg. So they're all prices too.
That's the thing. If you're taking the 4, you might as well take some prices in the last, right?
Yeah, I'm taking a stand.
Prices in one of the legs.
I always love playing the late double. You know why? Because that's an old school move, man. That was like the only bet. That was one of the only exotic bets when you used to go back in the 80s to the track.
Samich, what's the will pay on the 1 and the 11? Put the 4.
The 4-1 and 4-11?
4-1, 4-11, yeah.
4-1 is 317. 4-11 is 45.
Let's go 1. Come on, 1.
Keep riding that train, Jared. Keep riding that train.
I want to teach you.
I blame you completely.
Rispoli got kicked off of the 3, right?
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, but Magic gave me bad information on that, and he saved it for his own show, but he fucked me on my show.
I can't believe Magic is even on this, watching this race in front of us. You must be so nervous. You love this horse.
How many nervous shits have you taken today, Magic?
0.
I mean,
which
like
is
this is like your life.
Possible.
Well, so here's the good thing, right, Magic? You can only go up from here with this horse. Like if he wins, you're all of a sudden into that elite Breeders' Cup Classic. If he doesn't win, you're right back to going longer.
If he wins, does he go to the Classic, or does he still end up in the marathon?
If he wins, 100% he's in the Classic.
You have to.
Usually the Pacific Classic winner runs in the Classic, like even
especially with it being at
bullshit horse. Because there's been some crappy Pacific Classic horses.
Nick Skull was like the kryptonite for that horse, though.
Yeah, well, how can you win this race and not point to that? Like, how do you mentally tell yourself that you're not going to the best possible race they have to offer? I just even though you're right.
$8 million, $8 million. I don't even know what it goes for anymore. Is it $6 million a Breeders' Cup Classic? You got to be in it to win it. If you think you want to. If you're one of the top 5 horses in the country, you have to be in that race. I mean,
versus Lone Rock in the Breeders' Cup Lone Rock Breeders' Cup Marathon or Knicks Go in the Breeders' Cup Classic. One's for a lot more money, so we'll go to that one.
Yeah,
fair. Lone Rock did wipe the floor with him, didn't he?
So, before I get into the official race calling mode, there's only a minute left. Has anyone seen it? Has anyone seen anything from their feed that they do or don't like about a horse last minute?
I'm surprised that Express Train is the 7 2/3 choice. I don't like that horse to bet in multi-race wagers, but I think value-wise, at least from your top horses, that's your best value. I don't like Dr. Post in this spot, so I think 3-1 is worse than 4-1. Royal Ship at 5-2. That's a little too low for me to want to play him. If you're looking value, I think Express Train, who's 3 for 4 over the track, is the value play.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Magic there. I think being the favorite, which not like it was a great field, but being the favorite and really not getting any respect. He's definitely the Rodney Dangerfield of this field because no one cares about Express Train, and it's like he really likes this track.
I've heard some people, or I've seen some people talk about or ask about Independence Hall or Cupid Claws. Does anybody on this feed like either one of those horses at all?
You could make a case for Independence Hall, maybe adding the blinkers and McCarthy, how that horse we can never figure out what he can do. But Cupid's Claws got dusted by Tiz the Magician going 1.5 miles. You remember what happened when he tried to pass him? Is Tiz just kicked into gear and said "fuck off"? I don't know how that changes here. If we don't really think Tiz is going to win, how do we pick Cupid's Claws?
I think you can make a case for Independence Hall, especially if you point back to the Pegasus effort. You could say maybe that horse can run underneath. I think he's a worthwhile use, in 3rd or 4th. If you're playing tries or supers, I think it'd be awfully tough for Independence Hall to win this race, though.
Independence Hall is also drafted first overall in one of our drafts by Aaron Halterman.
Yeah, not a bad pick. We talked about who we take if we got number 1 overall. We also would have taken Independence Hall.
They are getting.
He might be on the lead here. He might be on the lead here, adding blinkers. But from the 7 posts, I think Tiz has to.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
Let's get Tiz on the lead here.
All right, everyone mute.
Tiz needs a lead.
Here's what I want: get Tiz on the lead, turning for home in the Classic. If that happens, you're gonna see me lose my shit.
Let's just all watch Magic.
Here's Tripoli being the first one into the gate, along with Magic on tap.
Good luck, Magic.
Magic on tap might show early speed too.
Not that Magic on tap. Not Magic on tap. Good luck to our Magic.
Good luck, Magic. Here's Tripoli, first one in.
You guys know I have a piece too, right? You're not going to wish me any luck. It's just Magic. Thanks, guys.
You don't have
appreciate
it.
Here is Independence Hall lined up with Dr. Post.
Dr. Post looks skinny. Jeez.
Millie's really nervous too, guys.
Royal Ship. And here is Sheriff Brown. The final one will be Cupid's Claws here in the TVG Pacific Classic. Waiting on Cupid's Claws. They're all in. And they're off an even beginning for all 9 as they break from the gate. Independence Hall showing speed. And there goes Tiz Magician.
It is. Come on, baby.
Here comes Tiz Magician showing that speed. Can he get there? It's 3 lined across the track with Independence Hall, Tripoli, and Tiz Magician. It looks like Tiz Magician will be the first one out. Now we have another length back on the outside, Magic on tap. Now we have Express Train riding down on the inside of Royal Ship.
Come on, Pratt. Get him in position.
Claws wide. Now we have 2 Tiz. Then we have the 3 Dr. Post and a long way back to the long shot Sheriff Brown at 80-1. So with Tiz Magician 23-2 in the first quarter as they make their way around the far turn. Down on the inside is Tripoli tracking second with Independence Hall. Magic on tap tracks in fourth, about a length and a half off the lead. Another sitting the pace now is 4 Royal Ship. And they 2 by 2 by 2 as they make their way around the backside. 46-4 here in TPG Pacific Classic. Tiz Magician leading Independence Hall by a half a lane. Tripoli down on the rail with Magic on tap in 4th. Royal Ship and Express Train right there, 6 and 7. Then we have another 2. Back to Dr. Post in the trailer, still Sheriff Brown. 3/4 up in 111 and 3 as they make their way around the far turn.
Come on, Tiz.
Still going strong. Independence Hall asks now. Here's Tripoli trying to make his way from 3rd. Down on the rail is Royal Ship, passing Cupid's Claws with every stride, but Tiz the Magician still going strong. Here's Tripoli starting to make a move, but it's Tiz the Magician who's going to they hit the top of the stretch. Here's Tiz the Magician and Tripoli. These two start to kick clear from the rest. Tiz the Magician, Tripoli running the better race here.
Fight back, Tiz. Come on. Get back at him. God damn it.
Gaining with every stride. Tiz the Magician trying to fight back, but it's Tripoli. Tripoli 6-1 over Tiz the Magician in the TVG Pacific Classic. Tripoli over Tiz the Magician. Dr. Post was able to range up and grab 3rd. The final time, 2:02.37.
That's just sickening. Cause he ran a huge
He's ran a great race, man. You got to be so proud of that horse.
He ran a winning race.
To be second in the Grade 1, man, in the biggest races of the year, you got to be so proud, man.
Tripoli? Really?
I know.
Beat him? Congrats to Tiago Pereira. He's a really nice guy. That's that's the biggest win of his career. Wow, what a reclamation project for John Sadler. That horse was like the California allowance version of Sadler's Joy on turf, where he'd always come from way too far off and never get the job done. And they experimented on dirt finally, and it's been almost undefeated since then. I mean, heck of an effort from him. Backs up the San Diego, which, by the way, nobody from that race anywhere near the two of them. Royal Ship off the board, Express Train off the board. Sheriff Brown got 4th in that race. That should tell you
what is absolutely amazing about this superfecta here is Tiz and Tripoli were on the lead most of the race, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know what call this will be, but Dr. Post was backstepping at one point, and Sheriff Brown, I think, was in last. So the horses that were in last and second to last came in 3rd and 4th, with the horses that were in 1st and 2nd most of the race.
You're absolutely correct, yeah.
It's a really weird race flow. I just want to point that out.
Well, these horses that finished 1st and 2nd were way ahead of the 3rd place horse.
And Kitten's Joy just sired the winner of the Pacific Classic. What?
Listen, we said this wasn't a great year for the Pacific Classic, okay?
Well, I'm really heartbroken because I thought when nobody was really coming up, I thought Tiz the Magician was going to win the race.
Yeah.
I didn't think the one was going to get there at all. Like, no way.
Yeah, well, and I wasn't.
Stretch.
I wasn't totally confident he was going to outkick the one, but I thought, hey, he can. It's possible. This is getting to where this is very possible. So that's why I've been a little quiet, because it's just like, man, he kind of tricked me into thinking he was going to win that race.
When I chirped up, I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to win this thing, because Pratt, they're going quick. He had him in such a good rhythm, good spot. No one was coming. I can't believe the 1-1, to be honest with you. I'm
so sorry. That horse did not deserve to win that race.
The fact that they just demolished that field in the 1-1, he ran huge, Magic. Run him in the Classic. Hell, why not?
No, I think the Breeders' Cup Marathon. I think we're safe there. I think Nick's Go could win the Classic on 3 legs.
Side note, can I tweeted this out? Can Dream Shake and Royal Ship share a stall in the Gutless Barn, please? Because Royal Ship sucks something awful.
Wow,
that was horrible.
Can we just have a Dream Shake?
He was never a factor.
Can we have a Dream Shake Hidden Scroll match race on Breeders' Cup weekend?
Neither will win. They'll quit. They'll just stop at the top of the stretch.
I mean, Royal Ship was like in the middle of the pack, and
he's never did anything.
Just never moved. I mean, just kept on staying in the middle of the pack. It was horrible to be the favorite in this race. And like absolutely do nothing. It was just, I mean, I didn't know why this horse was bet down so much. I mean, he didn't run that great in the San Diego, so I don't know.
We
I don't
made
know
a lot
why
of
I got sucked
excuses
into
for his
him.
trip. We made a lot of excuses for his San Diego trip. That's why.
Yeah, the two
Right.
races before were a monster. That's the thing.
Well, maybe he's not that good because he sucked today.
He may hate Delmar. He may be on the arrogant plan here
Very
too.
well
Like
may
that.
hate
Now you
Delmar.
can say, well, maybe it was Delmar, not the rail,
Yeah,
in that race
maybe.
in San Diego.
Yeah, maybe if he gets back, was he great at Santa Anita?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dominant.
All right. So maybe get a price on him next time if he runs in the I don't know what the hell race, the Gold Cup. What's the race in October?
Awesome again.
Yeah.
The Awesome Again. That's a win and you're in.
Can we talk a little about Dr. Post here? I mean, he looked atrocious on the backstretch.
Oh my God! At one point, he was backed up all the way to last.
I thought he was halfway to New York already,
I thought they were just gonna pull him up.
and
and then-
he flew home.
And then Ricky's like, Dr. Post got third. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't see him the whole time. Because, when they get to the stretch, you're only going to show the first two horses. I didn't know Dr. Post was doing anything at that point. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, well, that was Dr. Post. I'm like, what the hell? That was a good call, actually, Ricky. That's the one thing. In Real, he doesn't call. He calls the winner, and that's it. I'm like, what kind of race calls are these?
On a scale, was that was improved, right, over the race before? I'm trying.
No, the race before is insane. You missed a few spots in this one, but
Yeah, I missed a few.
it was fine. The one before was spot on. It was amazing.
No. Well,
You shouldn't have studied it all. You're just a natural. You
We
like
have
the
three
natural.
turns
You
now.
like-
We have 3 turns to navigate this now.
Maybe you just better on turf races. So we'll see. This next one's on turf. So
Yeah.
I really to kind of go back to the race shape and how this played out, and you guys said it. The top 2 horses stay around the whole way, and the whole middle just quits. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
led
Sheriff
by
Brown
Royal, he was the
fourth.
leader of that middle of the pack of doing shit.
Yeah, and the mid pack had your short prices. You had Express Train, you had Royal Shit, as people have been
All in the
calling
middle,
it.
they were like,
Green
all right,
House.
we're done, guys. Let's just chill out in the back. You think horses talk to each other during the race?
I'm gonna watch this replay again. This is really incredible.
Do you
It's a
think the
wild
horses
race.
communicate to each other during the race?
Nay.
You think they? Because I've seen them bite each other in the stretch sometimes. That happens, which is crazy when that happens.
And
That's the thing. They didn't go fast up front. So for like everyone else to just quit off this thing is absolutely crazy. It's one thing if you're going, 23:46, you're going a mile and a quarter. They were kind of crawling. I thought Tiz had a shot because they were going slow.
Right, Sheriff Brown was like 10, 12, 15 lengths back at different points in the race. For him to get fourth at 80-1. Oh my God. What did the super pay? Because I just wish I was like, oh man, I bet Sheriff Brown runs well.
440
Wow,
for the 10 center.
barely on the screen.
I don't know why. And before the race, I was like, I bet Sheriff Brown runs well.
Tripoli?
I wish I would have played him underneath. Oh God.
What's this pick six play?
Tripoli got a really good ground saving trip here. I
So
mean,
that's what I was about to say, right? I Tripoli, it's really, really hard for horses that don't show speed all the time to now ask them to go gate to wire. It's just something they're not used to doing. And to Aaron's point, I completely agree. Tripoli just let Tiz do all the work, and in the final strides, just tipped out into the 2-path. There was no one coming. If anyone is coming, Tripoli doesn't win.
Well, I mean, look at Royal Ship's got the perfect trip. How does he not advance? From right there, he tipped out, and he should have taken off, and he just, like Mike said, pulled an arrogate.
He hated the track. I mean, there's no other excuse for Royal Ship than he hated the track, or he loves Santa Anita so much he put up false numbers there. But like, it's either he hates Delmar or he's ridiculous at Santa Anita. Like, this kind of validates the shitty San Diego effort that we were trying to make excuses for.
The 10-cent super, Tripoli, Tiz a Magician, Dr. Post, and Sheriff Brown paid $440.96. The 10-cent super paid $440.
You look
Sheriff Brown in fourth.
You look like you're in deep thought over there, Aaron.
Oh,
I feel like,
man.
I feel like
wish
you
I
got
would
something to say.
have all Sheriff Brown.
No, I just really can't believe how this race unfolded. You know, let's say, okay, Royal Ship, he's overrated. You guys overrated him. He hates Del Mar. Well, hell, Express Train won here last time and beat the horse that just won, and Express Train didn't run a step either. So I get it if you didn't like Royal Ship for this or that, but the same reasons you would not like him, you would like Express Train, and he didn't do anything. I mean, it's really quite crazy. This race will go down as a head scratcher forever, and really, maybe it just was a terrible race. I guess.
How much does second place get, Magic?
As owners or in the purse?
In the purse.
20%, so 200,000.
No, second gets more than that, doesn't it? 20% really?
I thought it was 60, 20, 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna get like $8.75.
They sent us an email about it earlier. I forget. I'll pull it up.
Don't spend it all in one place, Mike.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what's cool? I told Celeste about
Get
this.
one White Claw.
If Tiz the Magician had won, we would officially be in the black for owning him, like based off the share price. Forget it.
Okay, so let's think about that for a second. Okay, so a horse that's run 18 times and made $427,000 needed to win $1 million race to get into the black.
Oh, I mean, we would have been in the black and like a lot more, but I'm saying it would have pushed us over.
Yeah,
Him winning alone would have paid back for like 98% of the share price.
yeah, 600,000 helps that.
Yeah. I'm really glad, by the way, because this was a $750,000 race until like, 3-4 weeks ago, and then they bumped it up to $1 million to try and get more horses to show up.
They took all the money from Arlington. They couldn't make it Arlington million anymore. They became the Mr. D. They just shifted it over. But so I'm gonna. You know what? I'll ask Mike the question.
Sorry, it's blurry. $102.61 per share is what we got for second place.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. So I'll ask both of you guys. Sorry, Mike, I didn't know you were part of the group. So I'll ask both of you guys now.
I'm not as vocal.
Fair. Knowing that he lost, is it worse to lose this way? Now, describe this way however you want, whether he had the lead or he lost to a shit horse, or to never be in it. And obviously he was. And maybe you could apply this to a sports team as well. Like your team is down by 20, never in it, or has the lead in the fourth quarter. There's no good answer because it's a bad question.
It's a good question. Let me answer it in a good way. Life is all about expectation. When I bought a share of Tiz the Magician, my expectation was like really low. So this has been a wonderful pride, right? Because he was kind of fake in the Derby conversation. That was fun. Now he's kind of fake in the Breeders' Cup Classic conversation. That was fun. I've spent $100 and some odd for 18 months of entertainment. And so it's all about expectation, right? If your expectations, if you're Oklahoma going into the season and you know you're going to go 11-0, then lose in the playoffs, it sucks because your expectation is to win a title. Mm-hmm. If you're a Dolphins fan, like I am this year, and your expectation is to maybe win 8 games, you're over the moon, right? So life is all about expectation. If you properly set your expectations, your life will be a happy life. And Tiz the Magician way overpaid the original expectations.
Magic?
Oh, I love it. Are you kidding me? This is like one of the greatest things going on. Like I love this shit so much. Just to watch it, like the feeling you get when you have like an emotional connection to one of these horses and you see them run. Like I've got like 19 horses total with my racehorse. This has always been my favorite. Partially, it was kind of like a gimmick when they first got him before he was named. We were trying to have the word magic actually be like a lone word. And it didn't work out, but I was like, he kind of became my adopted horse because of my nickname. And so ever since then, it's just been this fun thing to follow. So it's all the different horses I've had, but I've gone to pet this horse multiple times. I've held a shank. Like I just have a different kind of a bond with him versus the other ones. So what Mike said, you buy into this. It's kind of like playing poker. Like you buy the chips, like assume that money's gone. Have fun with what you've got. This is like leaving the poker table with a lot more than you had. Plus you had like, I don't know, 2 days worth of free drinks and food. Like that's what this feels like.
And this isn't like authentic where you bought in before the Haskell.
Yeah.
Or like Got Stormy where you bought in after she was a grade 1 winner. This was Magic and I owned a share of this horse before it took a step on the racetrack. And that really sets your expectations to hopefully it wins a race, right? Versus like with Got Stormy and with Authentic, you're like, I want to be a grade 1 winner. With like Tis a Magician, you're like, maybe we'll win a couple races and then get claimed for 30K. Like that's kind of the level that we were thinking here.
Well, and that's a fair. I think the final point is a fair point because I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm sure I've never personally owned a horse. I know Aaron has had claimers at other tracks, and Slim, I don't know. I apologize, I don't know if you own. But at the same time, this
Slim
is okay. But to Samich's point, you don't even know if your horse is even going to see the track. There's a large percentage of horses that never make it for health, fitness, injuries, like just never make the track. I don't know what the percentage is, but the fact your horse even made the track, then raced, then won a race, I think it's a great point, especially on the micro share part, right? Because you give your hard-earned money, working, whatever it is you do, into a micro share, you don't really know what you're getting. You're not just going to the Keeneland sale, spending $600,000 expecting something. So I think that was a good point. Even those horses may never make the track, honestly. So it's Slim, you own a snake.
Yo, I did own a horse.
I didn't know. That's why I apologize in advance. I didn't know.
He won a race for us.
And I got beef. I got beef with Magic in the. Oh no, Magic just jumped off when I told him I got beef with him. Oh, he knew I got beef.
Yeah, that's why
I did own a horse. That's why. This Magic made me buy this horse. He's not listening. He has to write the Pacific Classic recap for the website. Hardest working man in the industry, Curtis Callaward. Now,
well, we have 10 minutes left. I think we should try to transition to not 10 minutes left. 10 minutes to post. Excuse me. You should try to transition. If anyone's alive out there to any tickets, like please let us know. We will root for you.
I don't think anyone had Tripoli on their ticks, but
well, maybe someone hit the all button. Maybe someone singled more Forza, and I don't know. They're alive. I don't know. I guess we can go in order here. Aaron, we'll start with you. Kyler Murray on top, upper left this way. What do we think here? Are you still a master of Foxhounds, or are we going to try to go somewhere different here? Get a good price.
Real quick, before we jump in that, since there's Racing Dudes Sports now and everyone should be watching the Dudes That Bets podcast, we've got 2 minutes until the Raiders play the Rams in preseason football. And so if you're a degenerate like me and you'd like to bet on some preseason football, the Rams are starting 0 of their offensive starters, and both of their punters have COVID. So they're not playing today. So they have no offensive starters and can't punt. The Raiders are minus 4.5 in the first half. Just throwing it out there if anyone wants to do it. All right, Aaron, on to the horse race.
All right, are we talking about Remington or are we talking about Del Mar here?
Del Mar. We're not
Okay.
talking.
oh my God.
Well, look,
And shit.
There is 1 minute to Remington. Just saying.
yeah, I've got Remington up on the feed here.
Great logo.
Aaron, who should I bet to win at Remington?
Oh, I have the 1 on top at Remington. Not a price though, just 75. Right. I've ran second with some nice prices today, but I've got the 1. I think the 1 will be pretty tough here.
Let's go ice cold exacta. 1 and.
Well, 1. Let's go 1-6. Chicks Dig Scars in second. I'm going to go 1-6 exacta. What's the odd? The 6 is 4-1. I think that's a good play. David Cabrera does a great job at Remington Park. I think he'll do a pretty good job here with this ride on the turf. He's a good turf rider. 1-6.
Pays $13 for a buck.
Yeah, and I think Dallas Keene, he's off to a pretty good start of the meet. He's had a pretty good year. He's a good, I guess you'd call this Southwest rider or trainer at Lone Star in Remington Park. So 1-6 straight exacta Remington. Let's get it. I like
All right.
How much you put it in?
Whoa.
What am I betting?
1-6 at Remington.
Oh shit! I gotta get.
I bet it. Thank you, Aaron.
1-6 at Remington.
Yeah, you got about 30 seconds. You're walking behind the gate right now.
It's gonna be so tough.
Ricky, you gonna call this race at Remington?
1-6 at Remington.
Do you want me to?
Raiders first half, week 2 preseason football. That's kickoff at NFL channel.
I like it.
Do you want me to call the race at Remington?
Yeah, call the race.
I'm guilty. Yeah, I bet every week of preseason football so far. I got a parlay live right now. The Vikings -2. Yeah, this happens. Just
well, everybody else is like turning the channel because they're like, it's like the third string guys. No one gives a shit. Samich is like glued in, man. He is ready to go.
You got to handicap that third string quarterback, man. That's what it's all about. Who's got the better third string?
That's where the action happens for you, right? Because you're like, it's what you're banking on.
Yeah. You want to get those starters out of there as fast as possible.
Viatorum in Westport.
Vikings third string is so much better than the.
Put in Bling for Stuart Elliott in along with Sedaris.
Get it, Nick. That's awesome.
Come on, Master of Foxhounds. That's my top pick. So that'd be nice.
That'd be huge. What is that? That's gonna be big.
Men of Kyle in.
All right, here we go.
I'll get you a number on that.
And here's Wake Up Call is Ramon Vasquez. They're all in line.
78 for $2.
Yeah, you got a $50. Damn.
Let me do some math.
78 times 25. What is it?
1950. About 2K.
And they're off. Bobbled start there for Sugar. But here's Chicks Dig Scars. Chicks Dig Scars grabs the lead, but Westport starting to make it 2. And here's 3 with Wake Up Call. So these 3 have extended themselves away from the pack. It's still Chicks Dig Scars. Down on the rail is Westport tracking in 3rd now. And here's Wake Up Call, getting the call from Ramon Vasquez as they're going to make it 2 wide into the far turn. And it's Chicks Dig Scars holding 3rd. And then we have another 3 back to the rest of the pack, but it's still.
Ricky, where's the 1?
Wake Up Call. I have no idea. The one's in that Here's Chicks Dig Scars, Wake Up Call, in Westport trying to make it 3 across the track. Here is Wake Up Call. Ramon Vasquez. Go ahead on Westport. Here's Westport grabbing the lead.
We need a rocket up the one's ass.
Men of Kyle storming down the grandstand side, and men of
that horse
at Weston Hamilton taking the wire here, and it's Men of Kyle at 6-1. It looks like Sedaris was able to get Wake Up Call.
Real ship, or who's that? The one
was last.
Reversed it. The 6 finished second to last. The 1 finished last. You had it. Just
you guys killed that one.
Oh, good. I didn't get that bet in. Nice.
One was 4-5 and never ran 1 step in that race.
All right.
So what should I bet in this race?
We have 5 minutes now.
I want to bet United and Master Foxhounds. How should I bet this?
Who do you like?
$20 to win on. Do you think Master Foxhounds is going to win? Like, should I put $20 to win on him? Is that like dumb?
I think Arklo's going to win.
Oh, you like Arklo?
Oh,
give me 11 if you want. I like the 11 at that price for sure.
No word with Joe Bravo.
11 at a price.
I kind of like the 2 at 50-1 if you're playing exotics.
What?
Has anyone ever seen
Fire Hurricane? What?
That's the 2. I've memorized them. Has anyone ever seen 4 horse? Oh, baby
song.
Has anyone
look
4 horses? Has anyone ever seen 4 horses in a row with all the 7 through 10, all with the same letter, like we have here in this race? 7 through 10.
Dude, really?
Arklo award winner and astronaut. 7 through 10.
Very funny, brother. Yo. So what should I do here, man? Like, I got United. I think United is going to win, kind of, but I'm intrigued by this Master Foxhounds. I know about this horse. Like, I want to bet those 2. I think Arkle is old and slow, but, like, maybe that's the trifecta, and I just pound it a few times.
I can't focus on anything you're saying with that happening.
Who's the baby guy?
And you think this 2 can make the trifecta or the super?
Michael McCarthy brought this horse over and started him in a grade 1. And the horse ran like shit, and he's bringing him back in a grade 2. He thinks the horse is very good. The 6 horse, also from Michael McCarthy, was in the Chad Brown barn and ran 100+ buyer in New York.
Yeah, I know, man.
And now he's coming back over. The 2 and the 6 are both live. I don't know if they can win the race.
Just McCarthy, just because McCarthy's in there.
He's a smart dude, man. He is not a bad trainer. And catching them at 23-1 and 50-1, he's an underneath dude. I know
Michael McCarthy's cell phone number, man. I was trying to
call him, man. Ask him which one's live.
I was texting with him before City of Light shit the bed in the damn Forgo.
Low-key flex there, buddy.
Whitmore one in 2018.
I was trying to interview Michael McCarthy. He was like, come by the barn. And then I think my daughter got sick or something. Some
Pick
bullshit.
6 okays
I
are
was
out.
about to meet like City of Light, and then City of Light lost to 4-go, and then he couldn't lose. And I had
Magic.
everything on City
Hey,
of Light that
Magic.
year. Fuck Michael McCarthy. Oh, sorry.
Wow, Samich. Samich. I'm sorry, Samich. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
Michael
sorry.
McCarthy's a good trainer. I like
Wow,
him.
Slim. Okay,
That's why Magic has the earphones on.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I like Michael McCarthy a lot. I
That's
was
all.
really mad about City of Light that day.
Anyways, I'm glad to see that Magic has mastered the hold the baby in one hand, drink the beer in the second hand. That is a key trait that you've learned really quickly, actually. So good job.
I wish I had Celeste's cell phone so I could ever throw a baseball at Magic right now, just to see if he can like grab it right there.
Oh, you
While holding, I gotta hold the beer
Yeah, can't spill the beer.
or drop the baby.
Yeah. These are things you'll never know, Aaron.
Well, we have a minute. Anyone want
Marco can win this race?
their insights to this race, or what? Anyone want to give their pace thesis or anything?
I'm playing a $2 super, 8 over, 2, 4, 5, 6. Cost you $24.
The horses are approaching the starting gate.
Uh-oh. Who's
It
on?
wasn't me this time.
Who was it? Wasn't me.
I don't think I was on. I'll root for Nick. Go Master of Foxhounds. He wins 1,900 plus. My top pick as well. Let's go. Let's get Master of Foxhounds home.
Do we have anybody watching who's alive in the pick six still? I know
Let's see how
Michael
Michael
Myers
went.
loved the 3 that kicked the rest of us out.
The 1 was the problem. Tripoli just
That's true.
shit
That's
on
true.
everyone's bed.
It was a great, if you got to Tripoli, it was a fantastic handicapping job. No doubt
Yep.
about it. I couldn't see it.
Well, you had to believe that those back-to-back 100 buyers were legit and he could handle it going to. I mean, mile and a quarter for getting to Joy, I guess makes sense. But
Well, it's the improvement, right? It's late in the 4-year-old season. You got to believe that they can take a step forward off those hundreds. And
The weirdest
did.
thing about it is I don't think he took a step forward, though. You know?
what do you think the buyer comes back there?
I can't be very fast.
103.
can it?
I mean, the Tiz has never run 100.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. I think it's
So,
So-
is this like a false 104, 105, or is this like a
Not
real?
that high.
I
Right.
I
think,
don't think
100.
I don't think it's over 100, dude.
I mean,
I think it's an
I'll take-
inflated like 101.
103. 103.
yeah, I think it'll be over 100 just because of what it is. But I
Jared, you want to
think
go first round? I'll take over 105.
No.
Don't do it,
I don't
Jared.
want to do that.
Okay, so I'll
All right.
I'll
Because
see
he's
what-
right. It probably will be over 100, but it
We're
shouldn't
ready.
be.
After
Master
he
of
calls
Fox
this race, I'll get my
Here's
card.
award winner. Just
Award winner, by the way,
3 left to load.
35 to 1 is absurd on that horse. I
Yeah.
don't like it at all. 35 to 1 is
For
nuts.
Espinoza.
Too high.
The far outside,
think
say
Full
the
brother
word
Espinoza.
for Joe Bravo. Mile and
Colson
3/8 here on
wants
the
the
third.
4. 4.
They're all in line and they're off an even beginning. And breaking from the rails, Media Blitz. Here is United to show his face on the far outside is Master of Foxhounds, and they're going 4 wide across the track. And here is Acclimate, and Acclimate will poke his nose in front at 10 to 1. Here is award winner as well on the outside, Master of Foxhounds tracking. And then we have 3 Red King, along with big long shot Crossfire Hurricane. That rounds out the top 8 as the first quarter hits 25-2, and it's Acclimate showing strong on the front end, about a 2-length lead. Award winner tracking in second, another length back to a group of 3, led by Master of Foxhounds. Down on the rail is Media Blitz. Then we have a half a length back to United. Then down on the rail is Red King. On the outside of Red King is Astronaut and Crossfire Hurricane. Say the word with Joe Bravo. And then the 3 to 1 Arklow, and all the way back is Astronaut at a half up in 49-1, and it's still Acclimate. Ricky Gonzalez leading them as they make their way around to the backstretch here, and it's still Acclimate. Award winner tracking in second. Down on the rail, losing a spot is Media Blitz, showing his way is Master of Foxhounds. Another half a length back to United. Down on the rail is Red King, tracking along in sixth. On the outside is Astronaut in seventh. The Longest shot on the board, Crossfire Hurricane in 8th. Say the Word with Joe Bravo down, saving ground on 9th. Then it's Masterpiece all the way back to Arklow, still buying his time in the 10 is Astronaut. But it's Acclimate on top here, and it's Acclimate mile up, 139, and 2 Acclimate starting to tire here, but here comes Master of Foxhounds. Master of Foxhounds going to be the first challenger trying to get Acclimate, and he's asked to go, but it's still Acclimate down, having the lead here at the top of the stretch. Here comes Acclimate, still the lead. No one trying to get Acclimate, and here comes Astronaut. Astronaut trying to hold off Masterpiece. These two, then it's United down on the rail, but Astronaut will hit the wire first. Victor Espinoza looked like it was 10, 6, 7, 4. Astronaut
24-1.
Piece, Acclimate, and United in 2:15 and 4.
If you had that horse in your pick 6, you just cashed for 10.5 grand.
I mean, that was an all race. So there was
all in it.
We were all in there, Magic. That was the all race, or one of them.
Halterman, this is the leg to go for a prize, Halterman, right?
Aaron asked me about
that price.
I was feeling good about my 6 around the turn.
I told Magic, I said, hey, you need to go deep in this race. He was 4 deep, and I said, you need to go a lot deeper. If you get there, you're going to want a bunch of these horses. I did not believe in United today. I definitely did not believe in Arklow. Astronaut, that was a horse I liked, but not enough to put on the ticket. But yeah, Magic, you did go all, so that you
look how they just finished like in a pack. They just they all were just right there. Look at that. There's like 10 horses in the picture.
United hit the brakes 3 times in the turn and at the top of the stretch. That was such a god-awful trip for United. I can't believe Pratt gave him that trip. Terrible. Terrible trip.
Man, the 10-horse, first off a layoff, late in the 4-year-old season, improving buyers the last 3, lost the whip in the stretch, bumped at the start the race before. There's a lot of ways to get to that horse. Now, you look back, obviously 2020 hindsight, but
I never, ever, ever am right about a goddamn sheriff's horse. Honor AP winning the San Anita Derby, that's the only time I've ever been right about a sheriff's horse. Can't figure that guy out.
Well, you love Victor Espinoza.
God, fucking Victor Espinoza too. Sorry, listen, I was already out, and I would have been all here, so it didn't hurt me, but this would have been the race to do it.
I think Masterpiece got second here.
10-6.
10-6.
Slim on the feed. Does anybody know?
10-6, 7.
No, I am. I'm on the feed. I think Masterpiece got second. I was just really.
Slim is like that weird guy that's like right behind your ear, like at the track. That's like the race is over, and he's like, I think the guy got second. You're like,
yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm only interested. I
don't know what has happened.
What the shit's gonna pay?
Get out of my personal space, dude.
This Masterpiece getting second is gonna.
It's gonna pay a lot. It's exactly gonna be good.
I'm always interested in what the payouts will be.
450.
I like Masterpiece. I really, I like Masterpiece when he's with Chad Brown. So for him to get second there, I'm like, could I have gotten this? You always, if you're a handicap and you see something like this happen in front of you, like, could I have gotten to this? I'm like, I like Masterpiece. I probably would have never got Astronaut in first, but so you just kind of think about. It's always a constant learning this game, and you see some crazy results happen in a big grade 2 race, and you just want to try to make sense of it. That's all I'm trying to do.
You look back at this pick 6, and the first race, the 7-horse even money, and a really logical winner. Second race, Mo Fuerza, maybe the best dirt miler the U.S. has, logical winner. The third race, pop the all button, you get to that 3. You could probably also get to the 3 if you wanted to other ways, right? And then the last 2, like this race, I think you probably have to go all to get to Astronaut because it's going to be your 7th or 8th pick. But if you go single, there's a route to actually get to this pick 6. It's finding the right races to go all, and that was the key to the sequence.
Well, how deep would you need to go to get Tripoli? 4 or 5 deep?
I would have had to go all personally.
Really?
Tripoli would have been one of the last horses on my ticket.
Well, so if you like that Royal Ship Express train race, if you really liked it, you didn't have to go as far as what Mike's saying. It depends on how much you want to put into that, because he finished second and he beat Royal Ship, who a lot of people were making the top choice. So in theory, you could have just said, I'll take the top 3 out of that race, and that's how you get to Tripoli, maybe, as your bomb. It depends on what kind of stock you're putting into it. You maybe could have gone short if you were just putting all your eggs into that basket. It's hard.
Well, you had Going Global one at 480 too. You had 3 easy singles and 3 all legs essentially, right? And if you could narrow down to get to them, you could get there. But this paid over 10 grand for 20 cents. I mean, that's a hell of a return with 3 horses that paid sub $5.
So Tripoli and Astronaut are in the Breeders' Cup. So there's that.
They also won over the track where the Breeders' Cup will be raced.
Yep.
Yo, crypto's been up, Samich. Astronaut to the moon, baby.
To the moon, baby.
Halterman and I guess Magic left. So did after all that talk between the 1 and the Master Foxhounds, the switch, did the 1 beat the 5? I don't know, but both were really bad.
Well, listen, the 5 was awful, and the 5 just got a horrific ride. I don't know what the hell he was doing. The 1, I never saw the 1. I think the 1 had to have beaten the 5, though, for sure. People were on the 11. That horse did nothing. What pisses you off about a race like this, from my standpoint, is I knew this was going to produce an upset, and I still couldn't get the right horse, and I used long shots, 2 or 3 of them. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of these last really
Victor
2.
Espinosa's still riding? Jesus.
Like these last 2 races.
The shame Flo isn't. He stopped right at the start of this race.
Well, for Archeru,
Entisormo must have been wasted because Master Foxhound never had a shot. He looked like at one point.
Hold on, Slim. I want to hear Aaron's thoughts on Laurent Giroux.
Who was Flo on?
He was on the 8, Arklow. He sat 15 lengths off a 49 pace in this race, and then went 6 wide.
Whole career though, pretty much.
I mean, I used to be his biggest fan, but right now, if you're riding Florent Giroux in these races, you're handcuffing yourself. That's just the facts, and that's not one day worth of stuff. That's 3, 4, 5 months now where it's just hasn't been good. And listen, it's not like the guy rides for shitty people, right?
Is he riding at Ellis?
Yeah, exactly. You want to ride him at Ellis, that's fine. He's probably the best jockey at Ellis, or one of the best jockeys, but you're going to send him to Saratoga to ride set piece. I mean, I would take Jose Lezcano riding set piece. I would take, I would take Dylan Davis riding set piece over Florent Giroux right now.
Maybe
Davis been good on the turf up there.
Being at Ellis, he ain't keeping sharp against his top class jock colonies in Del Mar, in Saratoga.
He's winning races.
He toes when he in those places, and when he came to Saratoga, I'll be the first one to say Flo did not do well there. So he's been good at these fairgrounds, Arlington. He came up in Arlington. Obviously has great Breeders' Cup Classic win with Gun Runner, Distaff wins with Monomoy Girl.
So but those horses I could win on.
So maybe he's got lucky to get 2 of the best horses the last 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a situation where he's just not riding well, period. And there's really nobody. Listen, I have been Florent Giroux's biggest fan. I think there was a point.
No, I have been Florent Giroux's biggest fan.
Okay,
no, I have been Florent Giroux's biggest fan.
When he won the Breeders' Cup Classic, the biggest win of his career, did he point at you? No.
Yeah.
But I've said on many shows last year, and really maybe 2 years ago as well, listen, this guy's riding as good as anybody, but it's just not good right now. It's not. And
when Victor Espinosa is winning grade 2s, things are going down.
Flavien comes out here, or I'm sorry, Florent comes out here, and he's got a mount in almost every race, and he's nowhere to be found in any of these races. It is what it is with him right now. He's struggling. And I talked to Jared about this off air some. Sometimes when you get in a slump, even when you make a move that might be right, it's wrong. You know what I mean by that? Even when you're struggling and you make the right move and then you get shut off somehow, and it's like, God, he just got unlucky. So he's gonna have to break out of the funk. But right now, he's not a guy you want in these big races.
Well, I think to your point, he wouldn't be getting any of these mounts if you brought all the Saratoga guys over. There's like one guy that, you know what I mean? So there's really one guy. I think Joel's the only one who really came. I mean, Aaron, to your point, where would Flo rank? It's Saratoga. He'd probably be outside the top 10 because I'm pretty sure you would take Lescano right now. So it's kind of this mixed bag. You look at Florent and Giroux and you put them up against the Kentucky guys. The Kentucky guys are Ricardo and Tyler consistently. Those guys are riding at Saratoga, and they're not even in the top 3. They're like 4, 5, and 6. So I don't know. There you go.
Flock the jock. That's what Samich calls him. Flock the jock, right?
I mess his name up all the time. Yeah, no, he's. I had this conversation. Aaron is much more dialed into the Mid America tracks than me. And we talk about some of the Mid America jockeys off air all the time, and he has called Flo out before. He's called a couple others out before, where it's like, hey, they dominate, they feed on weaker prey, right? Where if it's like if you're playing poker and you're playing at 2-5 no limit, you can crush, but when you go to 10-20 no limit, all of a sudden the sharks are there, right? And that's kind of the difference between riding at Fairgrounds and riding at Saratoga. You got to be smarter. I mean, even Magic talked about he's got a good relationship with the Fuentes boys. They went from Santa Anita, they went from the California tracks, went to Canterbury, and they're like, wow, this is a different world, right? And it's a different world when you go from the smaller tracks where the purses aren't quite as big to these bigger tracks with massive purses. You get a lot more talent there. It's a different game.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, it's like take Ricardo Santana as a really good example. Year after year, he's getting better. He goes up to Saratoga, and he's getting better. When he first went there, he struggled. Now he's winning more this year. And so it's just a different ball game. But Florent Giroux, the thing that I'm really, really frustrated with is I know he's capable of giving big-time rides. We've seen it time and time again. He's just in a horrific slump. And listen, Arklo's not great, but you got to give a horse a shot, I mean, 24-1 shot just won the race. So if I'm sitting if I'm owning a horse that was 5-2, 3-1, 7-2, and they got beat by the 24-1 shot, I'm pointing fingers places.
And that's the frustrating part.
You're just a tough owner, Aaron. Your horse loses, and you're pissed, and you're starting to point fingers. The jockey sucks. The owner sucks. Oh, I'm not the owner sucks. The trainer sucks. I'm taking the. Yeah. You're a tough owner. I know you are, Aaron.
Listen, Aaron's got a point, man. Arklo had zero chance of winning that race at the half-mile point.
Listen,
that is not cool for a 5-2 shot.
No, and I've given a leg up to a jockey before, and he said it's Ty Kennedy at Prairie Meadows, and he said, hey, what should I do? And I said, just try not to fall off. And then he came back and he got fourth. I said, what the fuck was that? That was horrible. So
and he said, I didn't fall off.
I didn't say that. I gave him a hug and said, I think God, that horse didn't break down on you. I'm glad he did it. So
he got claimed. Woo!
Yeah. No, I gave him a big hug.
To Samich's point about expectations with ownership, the expectation of a 3-1 shot is to not run like that. If you get third, you get a piece of something, you're involved. That's what this comes down to. If he finishes third, I don't think anyone's saying he did a poor job. It's just he never had a chance. Your expectation for a horse like Arklo can't be to be dead last when they're crawling on their knees. So that's the expectation, is to be involved. Arklo ships out here, has done well with Florent Giroux before. It's not like Flo hasn't done a good job on him before as well.
Donegal.
Yeah, I mean,
Donegal Racing, man. Keen Ice's owners. Yo, Donegal Racing. Arklo has been with Flo for a long time, man.
Yep.
And he's won a lot of big races on that horse. I think he has. I should look. I should really look. How many of his biggest races Arklo has Flo been on him?
I'm going to get out of here. For everyone at the Trappers, I'll see you guys next weekend.
Yeah.
Samich, good luck in your tournament this weekend, or next weekend, sorry.
Samich, you going to be at Saratoga next weekend?
No, I'm going to Vegas. I got 2 double entries to NHC.
Oh, that's right. All right,
man. Trying to win the fucking Eclipse Award this weekend, my man. Come on. I'm trying to win the Eclipse Award this weekend.
Slim, I'll see you.
Study up.
Jared, Walter, see you guys. Heading out.
Be good.
Later, Yankees.
So It's the whole Travers Day card in the NHC.
NHC is Friday. It's 7 tracks. Saturday it's 7 tracks, and Sunday they let you select between 4. So it's Del Mar, Saratoga, Monmouth, Woodbine, Ellis, Golden Gate, and somewhere else, I think, and Gulfstream maybe.
Are the cards out already?
No. Why would horse racing help a player out like that?
Well, I know usually Fairgrounds is out early. I think Tampa Bay was usually out a little earlier, but yeah. So it's Friday it starts. So once the Friday, tomorrow the Saratoga Friday card will be out. So
we'll get a good shot at looking at the cards early. I'm gonna get out there on Wednesday. So if anyone's in Vegas, Wednesday through Sunday, hit me up. My dad is flying in. He's trying to qualify online last second to try and make it happen. So Papa Sam will be out there as well. And then Thursday is the first chance, last chance. That's $500. And then Friday through Sunday is the NHC. Winner gets $1 million and a Eclipse Award.
There you go. Well, Magic's gone. I was going to ask Magic a question. He left. So
he's ditching me. I lost my hype man.
Slim,
fly to Vegas. You be a hype man.
No, I'll be at the Travers with the dudes. I'm just going to drive.
Think about it.
Down the road. I ain't going in no plane. I'm worried enough about being at the Travers with 40,000 idiots.
Yeah, what could go wrong with 600 horse players in a single ballroom?
I'm sure about 28% of them are vaccinated.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I worry about our ability to go to live races in the next couple of months. To be
this is it.
Honest.
The Travers. I'm surprised it hasn't been. I actually went online and bought a general admission. I'm like, I just want to make sure they don't cap it. I'm like, because I'm going to show up and they're going to be like, no, we're not letting people in.
I think Saratoga, they've kind of just said, we've almost got it done, and let's just keep it and not get in a fight. But
Breeders' Cup, California's gone to mass mandates. They've started to limit large groups again. Like I'm concerned about the Breeders' Cup. We'll put it that way.
That's why I just want to pay my punishment and be done with it. I'm not flying nowhere. I'm done. I've been there. See, the thing with me going to the Breeders' Cup was last time I went there, like I gave an acceptance speech. I was like, yo, I'm like in this place. I'm like with Randy Moss, like and shit.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
It ain't going to be as fun.
You fallen, man. You fallen hard.
I know, man. I was like this high.
Now you'll be wearing
my whole
those.
career's gone to garbage. I got 2 kids.
Are you guys doing your career's gone to garbage because of kids? Beautiful. Are you guys doing anything live for Travers? You guys all just be drunk at the track.
Oh, drunk at the track. Uber, and walking home.
We could probably go live, and it would be worse than this was today. So I don't know if we could do that or not.
Yeah, no one wants to see anything live from me at the Travers next week. I'm not allowing any.
As someone who's seen both you and Aaron live at Saratoga Racetrack, I think the world would like to see exactly what goes on.
I get thrown out of the track at the Travers. It would be. I'm like 50-50 to be thrown out of the place.
I have fun at Saratoga. There's no question about that.
Aaron, Remington pick 4, late pick 4. You got anything?
Well, they're loading the gate, so I don't. I did so well last time. Let's bet this 8 horse here. Tap the dot for Steve Asmussen here. Let's see if he can finish not last.
I left that horse off my pick 4. Thank God.
Oh, good. Well, you're good.
What's the bet at Remington?
Well, they're off.
They're off. Aaron likes the Asmussen. Shocker.
Who do you have, Samich?
679.
All right, 679. I used 789. So
there we go.
I'm sure the 6 will win now.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm sure the 8 will win now.
Well, the 8 is trapped at the moment.
It's not a great spot for him. I got to shout out to Remington Park. I went there when we were driving across the country. Remington Park is one of the most beautiful racetracks to go. I was actually awesome. We brought Jenna liked it. My wife liked Remington Park. That's saying something.
Mine
it was a nice, cool little racetrack. Can we get a price home here? Oh, the 9's the fave.
The 6 is going to win.
6 looks tough.
I'm fine with the
Unreal.
6. I'm fine with the 7. Just got a fucking dream trip on the inside.
Oh my gosh, 6 stopped. 7.
Come on, 7.
That's fine. We'll get the 7 home.
Yep, that'll work.
Great.
7-2 to start it off.
Here we go. High five, Aaron.
7-3. And that finishes 7-3.
Hey, that's our boy Austin.
7-4.
Halterman.
Yeah.
7
Yeah, Austin. He's a great trainer all of a sudden.
Wonder what he's doing.
He got the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
Not bad shot.
You got that gas from Baffert.
Austin Goff.
Baffert gas.
Austin
Oh,
Gustafson.
Oh, all right. We got to wrap this up before we get
Yeah.
way off the rails.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
way off the rails. I got to watch SummerSlam, so I've got it recorded.
Hey,
Yeah,
I just
unbelievable,
want to
man.
put
All right,
this up
see you
here.
boys next week. What day are you getting into
I
town?
mean,
By the
saying.
way, the Las Vegas Raiders up 7-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, I should have made that bet. Hey, what day are you getting into Saratoga, Aaron and Jared?
To ask Halterman, he's my travel agent.
We'll be there Thursday. Thursday at 1:00 p.m.
Nice. Half day Thursday, take off Friday.
Hey.
Boom. Let's do it.
And we don't leave till like later in the day, Sunday. So
Ooh.
Oh, you got smart. Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
like the only time we've ever done that. It's great.
Oh boy.
Get ready.
Oh,
Get ready, Slim.
This weekend.
You better detox, buddy.
It's gonna be off the wall. All right, man. See you guys soon.
All right.
There's gonna be a lot of problems at the track this weekend. See you guys later.
I'm going to miss you guys. Have fun.
Who's in this thing? You in it, Halterman?
Yeah, hell. I mean, this is I'll end
Yeah.
it.
Put a wrap on it.
CM Punk, wrap it up.
Yeah. Listen, great night for wrestling last night. CM Punk being back, that was fantastic. Definitely watch the videos just for the crowd reactions. It's fun to watch. This has been a shit show of the last couple of races there at Del Mar. It really wasn't bad till the last two. Magic, I thought Tiz Magician ran well. I think you should be proud. And listen, if it was me, I'd put him in the Classic. I mean, who cares about the marathon, right? Well, I mean, you want to run second to Lone Rock, or you want to run eighth in the Classic? I'll take eighth in the Classic any day. So, Del Mar, quirky track, likes it. Who knows? Maybe he can get fourth or fifth. So,
He could be second in the Classic. I mean, he could just do a carousel behind Nick's Go for a mile and a quarter.
he could really get like the FNX 2015 trip where Farrell was ahead and FNX just kind of tracked him and they just kind of ran 1-2. I mean, it's possible. I don't see why not. I mean, he really loves Del Mar. I think that's the big thing.
No, the big thing is the extra $6 million. That's the big thing. Like 6 million reasons to run in the Classic. I hope you run. What does it pay to run second in the marathon?
Well, it's about $500,000 purse probably.
I don't even think it's that much, is it?
It's okay. So great point, Mike. Well done. 80 grand. What does it pay to run fourth in the Classic?
5% of 6 million.
I'm gonna take the over on 80 grand. If you run third, it's a profitable thing.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the show that won't end. Let me get the calculator out here.
300.
So what's 20% of 500,000?
300,000 if you run fourth.
Right, and what's 20% of 500 grand? It's 100,000. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
So you make 200 grand more for running fourth in the Classic than you do running second in the marathon.
Exactly.
That's why you're running the Classic.
Well, and like the guy, this horse is owned by so many people. Put him in the Classic. Like that's
It's more fun.
For people, you know.
Yeah.
You have the storyline that my racehorse had the Classic winner partially last year, trying to go for the repeat this year.
Throw him in there.
Do it.
Son of Tiz now, the only horse to ever win the Classic twice.
That's not true, is it?
Yeah.
Awesome again?
To win the Classic?
Are we sure Tiz now?
Tiz now's the only one to ever win the Breeders' Cup Classic twice.
We sure?
Positive. You want to go over under on me, Samich?
No, because you're really positive.
If I'm willing to make the bet, it's probably not a good bet.
Magic seems confident.
Awesome again didn't win it twice?
Nope.
Nope. All right, I'm out of here.
All right, guys, have fun.
Are we
Take
still
care
live?
out there.
I thought
We'll
we
see you.
quit. I thought we were on.
What's
I
that?
thought we were on backstage. We're really live. Shit.
Yeah, this is really live.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, we are still live, so I gotta go. Jared's gone, and okay, that's it. Now the 3 survivors are left. Do you guys want to keep going now that Jared's gone, or no?
Nope. We'll see you guys on Monday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on the Magic Mike Show.
Huzzah!